What's up, y'all? I don't like this echo. I gotta take this echo out. Good morning. Good morning. I appreciate you. You finally caught my live. I'm glad you finally caught it. I'm trying to get this echo out. Y'all hear that echo? Is that echo real bad? I gotta get this echo. Let me see. Stop mic and no. No, that's not it. Device disconnected. Oh shit, I fucked something up. Can y'all hear me? Mike Jones was good, beloved. You can hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. I don't know if y'all can hear me. Yeah, you can hear me? I bet. I'm trying to stream on this. I got this other joint over here, this StreamYard. I finally got a computer, a real computer. So I'm trying to go from StreamYard at the same time while I'm on here. I'm freestyling. It's Friday, so why not, right? Solo layout. No, that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get this. I messed this whole package up. Touching stuff. I don't know what I'm doing. I should have never did that. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Let me try to get this thing going right. That's good. Boom. Click that. Oh, I should have never touched it. I should have never touched this, y'all. Hold on. I'm not trying to get this one. I'm trying to get the other one. I should have never touched it. I see you got a background and all. Yeah. Oh man, you don't even know. I've been glowing up on here, bro. I've been glowing up. I've been trying to get it together on this joint. I've been fake trying to get it together on here, bro. Word. Hold on. Let me make sure. Let me make sure I get this situated. Is this the right joint? It's the right one. Yeah, I done messed around. I had this joint ready for the StreamYard, and I done messed around and touched the wrong thing, and I messed everything up, bro. I touched the wrong thing. I messed everything up. Marlo, what's up, beautiful? What's going on? Bear with me, cause I'm streaming. I'm trying to stream to like 3 different apps, cause I got the computer now and I got the StreamYard thing hooked up. And it was doing fine. I pressed this one little thing and it messed everything up. And I've been sitting here for like an hour waiting for the live to come in. And I messed it all up. I touched this. I don't even know why I even did that. I don't even know why I even did that. Device not connected. I don't know what the hell I did. Well, it's over for that. Yeah, this ain't it right here. Nope. Oh, maybe this is it. All right, there you go. But now it's echoing. Y'all hear that echo? Let me know if y'all hear that echo. Tell me if y'all hear that echo. I got the other joint. Y'all hear the echo? Oh, man. All right, I'm probably going to disconnect this. Mic settings. Let me see if that's it. Reduce background. Reduce echo. All right. I think that's it right there. Yeah, that might be it. Oh, we lit, y'all. Yeah, we lit. Yeah, now I'm streaming. I'm not sure, but I think I'm streaming on TikTok, uh, StreamYard, YouTube, and maybe Facebook. Maybe. I think. Remove from the stage. Boom. Remove that one. Bam. There you go. Oh, nah, we lit. What's up, y'all? Yo, I got this computer last night. Yo, I was up. I got it. I went and picked it up because I had to take the other one back because it was saying it wasn't compatible. So I got this new computer. Now, mind y'all, I barely just learned how to work an iPhone maybe about 2 years ago. You know what I'm saying? I just figured out how to do emails and like I am not tech savvy at all. So I had this computer. I've been literally up. I lay down for like 3 hours. I lay down for like 3 hours. I swear to God, and I pop right back up like a kid on Christmas, for real. But once I learned how to get all of this on here, and instead of like you see how I put the background, instead of it being like this, and I could put the articles and the information that I'm reading on the thing, like my man Kai Reality be doing. Once I learn how to do that, I'm gonna learn that today. I promise y'all. Maybe not the next live, but the live after that, I promise y'all, it's gonna be lit. I swear. But what's up, everybody? How y'all doing? Yeah, it's Friday, man. Oh man. Good morning. God bless. God bless. God bless. Good morning. Grand Rising, Grandest Risings, and all of that. I have a bunch of stuff in my phone that I want to show y'all, but I'm gonna figure it out. Don't even trip. We just gonna freestyle. It's Friday, so it's Freestyle Friday. But I went live yesterday or the day before. I can't remember. Maybe it was the day before. I went live twice, and it was like 30,000 views both times. It was like 31,000. Then I went back, and it was 31,000. And today I click on the little analytics where you go and you check out, you see, how long people watch, how much money you made. Man, I went on this joint, and when I ever looked on there and seen that for 60,000 views, I think it made like $9. But that's all right. Because the StreamYard thing, what StreamYard does is when you go on StreamYard, it automatically records. So my live automatically becomes a video and you get paid like a video instead of like a live. And because had that 60,000 views been like a video, that 60,000 views would have been like $300. And I know I'd be like, yo, it ain't about the money. Nah, it ain't about the money. But I gotta figure that out. I gotta figure that out for real. Because when 60,000 views turn into $300-400, you know what I'm saying? Opposed to it being $9, $10, $15, I gotta figure it out. Word to mother, I gotta figure it out. So I was up all night trying to figure out how to get this StreamYard. It says that it's streaming right now, so I'm gonna see. Like after I get off, I'm gonna go back on it and see if it's right. And if it's right, then I'm gonna upload that to YouTube and take this down. So yeah, I gotta figure that out for real. So I could make this my day job. Bad enough I got 10 jobs as it is. Yeah, YouTube, man. You think they not? You think they not? They making all kinds of money, man. They making all kinds of money. And now that I learned, since my mans and them showed me how to monetize and how to actually make money on YouTube, oh, it's over. See, this is always gonna be, this is always, that's right. This always gonna be my baby though. Like I'm always gonna be up here because what I'm talking about, I'm passionate about. You know what I'm saying? This is my calling. You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm supposed to be doing. But I got some other stuff that like the gaming stuff. I've been learning the gaming stuff, and my little nieces and nephews, oh, they supposed to be on here. I see little children on here paying their parents' bills. Peace, love, and light. Rico, what's up, beloved? What's going on? What's going on, y'all? Yeah, I see little children on here. They paying their parents' bills. I know he know I'm on live. I know he know I'm on live. I know for a fact he know I'm on live, and he calling me. Hold on. When y'all see my name, I wonder if I didn't go live on YouTube, would y'all still have been able to see me through StreamYard? I gotta figure that one out. I wonder if I didn't go live on YouTube, because I went live on YouTube because I was afraid that it wasn't gonna go live on StreamYard. It's saying live on StreamYard, like it's on, and it's saying it's recording and all of that. But I wonder if I didn't go live on here, and if I went live on here, if y'all would have still saw me. We gonna figure it out though. I promise you, we gonna figure it out. But yeah, I appreciate y'all. That's my quote on Facebook, Mike, many moons ago. Now, each one teach one. Yeah, each one teach. Oh, it's the game to be sold, not told. Which one? Those are both good sayings. Those are both good ones. Each one teach one, and the game is to be sold, not told. That is a fact. By the power of Grayskull. Oh man, we got He-Man in here. I don't know if I blocked the if my chat is wide open, or did I don't think I blocked and made it only subscribers only. I made that mistake. I could tell when I start getting certain kind of comments up here, then I know I ain't block it. But how everybody feeling, man? I was on TikTok last night a little bit, and I haven't been on there in a while. But every now it seems like I go on TikTok, what we call the African American community, or the FBAs, whatever you want to call us, whatever you decide to call us, but us, the children of Israel, whatever you want to call us, right? How do y'all feel about the dating scene? Like, not dating, but just the family structure in the African American community, or the fundamental Black community. How do y'all feel about that? Because as I be on these channels, and I be on YouTube, TikTok, and I be on different platforms and different what do you call it, panels. I see the sisters up here, man. The sisters is hurting. They going through it, and you know they don't want to be submissive. And the brothers is saying that the Black women is not submissive, and they don't want the Black women because Black women are not submissive. And I see that there's a lot of fighting amongst us. Like, whether you in a relationship or not, like, I want to know your opinion. You know what I'm saying? I want to know. Oh, you could go on for days. I want to know your opinion, because what I've been seeing is like a lot of the sisters, they like, oh, I'm not being submissive. I gotta have the right man, and niggas ain't shit, and such, so forth and so on. And then brothers is like, see, and this is why brothers is real cocky, because they know it's 10-1. You know what I mean? And that's the brothers. That's a lot of dudes. That's how they feeling. They like, well, it's 10-1 out here. We can have whatever, however many we want. So we could do whatever we want. So either you be submissive, or we gonna find a young girl or a dumb girl or a robot that's gonna do whatever we say. And it's bad out here. It's bad out here. The enemy has done his job. That's right. And my trans Oh my God. Yeah, the enemy has, man. It has. It's caused so much division amongst men and women. It's division out here. And I've been with a dumb one unk. It ain't worth it. Oh gosh. And what's going on here is like we're not valuing each other. We're not valuing each other. And I honestly believe if the men was valuing the women, then everything would be all right. And the reason why I say that is because by nature, women are submissive. By nature, women will follow a strong man. By nature, women is gonna follow a man who's protecting, who's providing. And protecting and providing don't necessarily mean like, physically protecting or providing financially. Providing just is structure, is security, right? It don't have to be money. You could provide in other ways than money. You might have a little money, but you're providing security in the form of she feels safe. You know what I mean? If somebody come through the door, she feels safe. When you go to work and surrounded by a bunch of beautiful women, she feels safe. You know what I'm saying? I feel when a woman feels safe and they're provided for, it's natural for them to be submissive. That's what a woman is. It's natural. And I think if the brothers were more, loving these women and pouring into these women and pouring into these relationships and not being so cocky because it's 10-1 or whatever the case may be, I think the family structure would be a little more better. And the more you love her and pour into her, the more she could pour into the children and pour into the family. You know what I mean? Especially if you making so much money where she's able to be a stay-at-home mom, and she's able to homeschool and cook and teach the children and be right there for the children. Man, it ain't no telling what we could do as a people, and not just our race, just as a whole, humanity. Period. Thank you for the gift. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for the gift. I'm a boss, but I still submit to my husband, as you should, Nini. As you should. As you should. Peace, peace. As you should. And real women are submissive. Real women are submissive. And I was on this panel last night in TikTok. It was some young sisters on it. It was like 23, 24. It was a little difference between what the younger sisters were saying and what the older sisters were saying. Just like there's a difference between what the younger brothers is saying and what the older brothers is saying. We got to get that understood too. A woman can't speak for all women because there's generational differences. Just like men can't speak for all men because there's generational differences. This new generation, they got their own thing going on. They co-parenting, they have babies, and they just co-parent. They ain't got no intentions on being together. If she decide to have a baby too, because a lot of these young girls, when I grew up, it's sad to say, but it was a time when you was getting money and all the chicks want you, and it was two chicks fighting over a dude. If one chick got pregnant, she had that baby. She was like, "Oh, I'm having this baby." They used to say the trapper dude, right? So my generation of women used to want to trap a dude. They used to want to trap a dude. You know what I'm saying? This new generation, these young chicks, if y'all notice, they not having no babies. Teen pregnancy is down. They not having no babies. You hear the young women like, "Oh, I got pregnant. Oh, I went right to the chop shop because that nigga ain't trapping me." They go right over to the people and suck the baby out and go back to living their best life, have a hot girl summer, and act like they never was knocked up. They not trying to. These young girls is like, "Oh, this nigga got me pregnant. He trying to trap me." It's the roles are reversed. These young girls ain't having no baby to try to keep no man around. They're a little smarter in that way. I'm not condoning, you know, unaliving a child and all that, but these little young women, they're a little smarter in that way. They know that the baby not gonna keep the dude because they have seen their mothers and they grandmothers go through it already. So these younger women, they're not coming at it like that. But why would these younger women try to trap these younger men when these younger men are sitting on the video game all day too? He's he's sitting on the video game all day. He can't cook. He can't clean. Some of them don't even got vehicles. They in and out of jobs if they got a job. So it's bad out here. It's bad out here. Because the older ones know. I knew I knew I was wrong. Wait, hold on. I knew I was with the wrong dude when not at midnight and he looked at me funny. Oh, like he ain't go to the door, you heard the sound, and he ain't go to the door to be the protector? Oh yeah, it's different out here. It's different out here. It's completely different out here. It's completely different out here, y'all. Why the fuck is the old generation trying to follow after the new generation? I call them all sheep. Yeah, they call them sheeple. Tommy, what's up? What's good, beloved? Yeah, we call them sheeple. Um, so yeah, the younger generation and the newer generation, the new generation and the older generation, there's a total different outlook on relationships. There's a total different outlook on family. I don't think this new generation even thinks about family. For real, I have conversations with people in their 20s all the time, men and women, and that's not even in their that's not even in their agenda. You know, when we was growing up, we'd be like, all right, we're gonna find a woman, we're gonna buy a house, have some children, you know, the white picket fence, the dog, and all of that. These new children, they're not even thinking like that. And you speak to a 14, 15, 16 year old, these teenagers, they ain't even thinking about relationships. And I'm not being funny when I say this, and no disrespect to the LGBT community. I'm not meaning like that either, but I'm talking about not even in the 20s, I'm talking about the teenagers, 13, 14, 15, 16. They're keeping a virginity a little longer because that's not even the focus of these young boys. If y'all get what I'm saying. When we was 13, 14, 15, when we got dressed every day, you know, we took our shower, we put on cologne, and we went out, we was trying to bag something. I had my pen in my pocket. You know, before the cell phone days, I used to have my pen in my pocket, and we went to junior high school or high school. We was trying to bag something all day, all day, every day. That was the mission. We was trying to bag something. These young boys, they so in love with they homeboys in the video game and the brothers they have a video game. They're not even thinking about girls. They're not even thinking about girls. Even in the inner cities, they not. I was raised by a lieutenant, state trooper father, and an executive mother, taught values and respect. For real. Oh, bromance, yeah, bromance. These young dudes, they love their homeboys more than they love their girl. They value their relationship with their homies more than they value their relationship with their girl. And God forbid if they got children. You know what I'm saying? And I look around at my baby girls, at my daughters, and I be wondering like, what are they gonna have? What are they gonna have? Who's gonna be the type of dudes they deal with? I got a 29-year-old, I got a 19-year-old, and I got a 15-year-old. And my 29-year-old, she's not a street person, so she don't like street niggas. She deal with Navy men and cops. You know, it is what it is, right? Long as they're a good dude. But there was a time where you worried about your child messing with a street dude because street dudes could street stuff happen to street dudes. They go to prison, they be having violence around them. But let me tell y'all something. What I'm realizing, the square dude, and what I mean by square, I mean the guy who's working a 9 to 5, who's not in the streets. He has nothing to do with the streets. He ain't rough around the edges. I mean, he got 4 corners. He got all 4 corners, right? What I'm learning about the guys who never been in the streets, who are not in the streets at all in our community, even though they're not, they have the mentality, not the mentality to commit crimes or not the mentality to be in the streets. That's not what I'm saying. They may have good credit, they may work a good job, they may work 70 hours a week. But what I mean by the mentality is they spend their money like the street, like they're making street money. They think they deserve the Instagram model like the guys in the streets. And because they got their stuff together, they got good credit. You know what I'm saying? They ain't got no scars and blemishes on their credit report. They ain't got no scars and blemishes on their credit history. And God forbid they got a good job, right? Because they got a good job, they got their credit, and they driving a little piece of car, 2016, 2025, 2026 car. They think that they deserve the whole world. They cocky, they arrogant, they pompous, and they act like they don't have to court a woman. Well, we know most men court women until we get to the point where we ain't got to court no more after we get the prize, right? But these working dudes, these square dudes, their attitudes is worse than a street dude. It is because they feel like they have everything, so they deserve everything, not realizing that the woman is the prize. And I'm not talking about just hitting it. I'm talking about the woman's loyalty, her heart, and having a partner, finding a helpmate, finding somebody you could be evenly yoked with. When dudes have all their stuff together, all their ducks is in order, and they come to the dating scene, man, they act like they deserve the world. No desire to date or be involved with a man. Celibate 4 years. God is good. God is real good. And that's a good thing. If when you have that kind of discipline, if you have that kind of discipline, that's a good thing to have that kind of discipline. And I'm telling you, the pickings is slim. Not only is it 10 to 1, it's like if you meet a man and he 35 and up, he handsome and he got his stuff together. The first thing you got to ask yourself is, well, why is he still single? Why is he still single? Why he ain't got no woman? What's going on? What's going on here? You know what I'm saying? I'm my own prize, as you should be. But I'm gonna say something though, Vanilla. That's good, and that's powerful. Be happy in your own space. Be happy in your own peace. You have to love yourself before you could even come to imagine to love anyone else. So you have to take that time out. And I also believe when you're being celibate for years at a time, and you're okay with being celibate for years at a time, when you decide that you want to mate, the universe is going to send you a good one through your sacrifice. Through your sacrifice, the universe is going to find you a good one. There's some out there, but he's going to have to be on your spiritual walk. Peace is everything. Peace is everything. And he's going to have to be spiritual, and he's going to have to be walking in the same light that you're walking with, or it's not going to work. It's not going to work. That's where I don't care how fine a woman is. I don't care what she got going on. She could be a business owner. She could be have millions in her bank account, good credit, nice house, nice car, nice everything. She could even be a nice woman, meaning like she could be, a beautiful person, have a great personality, and we make a mesh with everything else in life. We like the same music. We thinking about rearing kids and raising kids the same way. But my thing is, if she's not spiritual, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work with me. I don't care if she Muslim, Christian, Jew. Even if she read tarot cards, she has to overstand energy. And for you women, you know, a spiritual women, you conscious women, you need a conscious man. You need a man who's vibrating on the same wavelength that you're vibrating on. You need that because y'all both have to have discernment. Y'all both have to have foresight. Y'all both need to know what's going on down here in this third dimension so y'all can watch each other's back, so y'all can hold each other's down, so y'all can pray for each other, so y'all can manifest the things y'all want, so y'all can pour into each other, so y'all can love each other and nurture each other's dreams, thoughts, aspirations, spiritual beliefs. You know what I'm saying? Y'all have to be cohesive. Y'all have to bring these polarities together. You have to bring the masculine and the feminine together. You have to bring these energies together. You have to. Some folk fakes the funk discernment is so vital. Yeah. Well, if you got discernment, it ain't no faking the funk with you anyway. Once you have discernment, right? I mean, real discernment. When you have real discernment, it ain't no faking the funk with you anyway. You're gonna see from the beginning. You're gonna see straight out the gate. You know how many beautiful sisters on TikTok is more interactive. I got off of TikTok for a while since I've been on here. At one time, I was posting every night on TikTok. I had a whole little platform, and it was relationship based. I came down because I didn't want to be stuck in the relationship based panels. And every time I went on there and tried to talk something outside of relationship based, all the women that I had on there, they'd be like, "Oh, we don't want to hear this." So they wanted to talk about relationship stuff. They really ain't admit it, but that's what they wanted to talk about, right? Because I had a bunch of handsome young men, gangsters that used to come on my live. So if I was talking about anything other than relationship stuff, it would always go back to relationship stuff. So I didn't take my TikTok down. I just stopped going live on TikTok. And then I gave myself like a month break, and then I started posting coming on here. But I say that to say this. Um I met so many beautiful spiritual sisters on TikTok. And I'm talking about tarot card readers. This girl, some girls I was talking to, they could tell me what I did last night. And I understand that when people have spirits, you know, the spirits will tell them what's going on. So I'm not impressed by that. The only thing that happens when somebody could tell me what I ate last night or what I'm thinking at this very moment, what I know is that I'm not praying enough and I'm not meditating enough. And I need to go lock down. Because once I lock down, access is denied in the spiritual realms. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm not really impressed by that. I know people could do that. I'm not. It won't wow me or impress me if somebody could tell me, you know, last night you went to Best Buy and brought that computer. I'm not going to be impressed by that, right? So I say that to say, you get these women and they be like, "Oh, Grand Rising King, peace, love, and light," and all of this highly vibrational talk. They got all the rhetoric, they know all the words. You know what I'm saying? And right after the Grand Rising and all of the kings and have you having a blessed day, King, and all this. I can see. I can see it. I can see right through it. I see all the shit she coming with. I see all the stuff she coming with. You understand what I'm saying? So you can't fake discernment. You can't fake love. You can't fake light. You can't fake it. It's in your eyes. It's in your spirit. You know what I'm saying? So you might can have a good conversation. Like if you're on the phone with somebody and y'all might could break night talking about love and light and spirituality, and I've done it, and you break night and you like, yeah, I like this person. You know, we vibe and we on the same vibration. You might could break night like that on the phone, but even then you're gonna get some signs, you're gonna feel some things. Some things are gonna slip. The mouth can say whatever it wants, but the heart gonna speak. The mouth can move, but eventually the heart is gonna speak. That is a fact. All you gotta do is listen long enough. And I ain't talking about listening with this. You know what I'm saying? All you gotta do is listen long enough. And you can't fake that. So y'all sisters on here, and plus women anyway, y'all got natural, most women have natural discernment anyway. Y'all are intuitive anyway. And y'all done dealt with men. So y'all know a man or a male, I should say. Because if you dealt with a bunch of men, yeah, most of y'all be married right now. I'm not being funny, but I'm being honest. If you dealt with a bunch of men, you'd be married right now because you could have chose from all of them men and be like, I like this man, man, a man. You understand what I'm saying? And all the attributes that go along with being a man. Hold on, what y'all talking about on here? Because I'm a little slow to the chat. Let me see. The grown Philly man. Let me see where we at, y'all. Hold on. I missed a lot. And what for a Philly swamp monster? What's a Philly swamp monster? What's that? 6'10" and under. What is a Philly swamp monster? What's that? Oh, y'all hooking up? He getting aggressive as his chance of finding a mate this season. Woke up with God in my heart and my spirit. I'm supposed to have God will send him one way or another. That is right, Jesse. That's a fact. That's a fact. My husband is good looking and pure hearted. That's a blessing, Nene. That's a blessing. It's a blessing. It's a blessing to find your helpmate. It's a blessing to find your counterpart. It's a blessing to find somebody that you're evenly yoked with. And it says that in the Bible, if you believe in the Bible, it says that. It says that a good wife or a good husband is a blessing from the Most High Creator. It is a blessing. So, like vanilla, when you're being abstinent for years, when you're not even looking, when you're so happy in yourself and you find peace in yourself, and you're okay with loving yourself, and but in the core of you, you want your helpmate, you want your counterpart. So when you're just vibing and living your life and loving your peace and loving yourself, the universe will send you a helpmate. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, then you'll be like Nene, you'll find your perfect partner, and y'all gonna glow up. Y'all gonna glow up when you find your partner, when you find that person when you find that cohesive unit. You know what I'm saying? Not just somebody that could finish your sentences and all of that. Somebody that could correct your sentences, somebody that could correct your speech, somebody that brings out the best in you. 12 years strong and counting. That's a blessing. Why girls do the 5 o'clock armpit shadow now? What's that? Why do girls do the 5 o'clock armpit shadow? What is that? That's a blessing. Not just somebody who can finish your sentences and y'all like all the same music. Sometimes your soulmate, people think your soulmate is the one who's just like you. Like y'all like the same music, y'all eat the same food. Nah, sometimes y'all soulmates, y'all might could be completely opposite. You might need that. I don't need somebody that's just like me. I don't. I've had it and it led to a lot of destruction. I don't need somebody that's just like me. It wouldn't work. I need somebody that's opposite of me. Not saying like, I want her to vibrate high. I want her to be all peace, love, and light or in those aspects, but I also want her to be different. I'm money orientated. I like when my helpmate is not that much money orientated. You know why? Because it makes me more present. It makes me more present. It helps me stay focused. It helps me not chase the bag all the time. Some days you might need to just go and take a walk on the beach. Some days you might just need to leave your phone and take a walk on the beach. I need that balance. Cause I'll get to the bag every day. That's me. I want to chase the bag every day, all day. I'm gonna find time to pray. I'm gonna find time to meditate. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna find time to go to the gym. But sometimes you need to find time to just walk on the beach or take a hike, like I've been doing in the morning. And your partner should be the one who makes you more grounded as you're grounding. You know what, baby? Let's go take a walk. We don't need to go to a movie. We don't need to go out to eat. Let's go take a walk. Let's go take a walk in the park. Let's take our shoes off. Let's go hug a tree. Let's go stare at the sun. Let's go sun gaze. Let's go sunbathe. Let's go to a river. You understand what I'm saying? That's what your helpmate is. That's what your helpmate is. I'm kind of that, but I need a double dose of it, if that makes any sense. Like Sierra found Russell Wilson, her whole aura changed and behavior changed. Perfect example. Yeah, I'm not really familiar with them, but if you say so, if you say so, if you say so, what do you think about Will Smith and Jada Pickett? What about them? Y'all tell me. Y'all tell me. Because I'm not familiar with Russell Wilson's and Sierra's relationship. As far as I know, they look happy together. I know that. You know what I'm saying? I know they look happy together. And but I don't know her personally, or I haven't watched her enough to see what you're saying about him changing her personality and making her a better person. I personally didn't see it only because I ain't really been watching them like that, so I don't know. But what about the Bobby and Whitneys? Everybody always look at the perfect ones who, everything is peachy and cream on the outside, from the outside looking in. But look at Bobby and Whitney. I don't care what y'all say. I want that kind of love, that Bobby and Whitney love. Oh, they're in the league of their own, Will and Jada. But see, my first husband was abusive and hell on Will, so I finally broke my arm. Nah, wow, 13 years. Wow, 13 years is a lot. So you was with 13 years in a bad relationship. Now you're going on 13 years in a good relationship. See how God work? See how God work? Don't care for Will and Jada, spiritual demons. They got a lot going on. Will and Jada have a lot going on spiritually. They do. They got a lot going on. They have a lot going on. I just asked, but they do have a lot going on. See, Vanilla, I know you over there uh being abstinent and being all to yourself, and your third eye is all open, your spiritual eyes all open. So I brought up Will and Jada and you went right to the spirit. That's good though. That's good though. That's good. Finally got the right one, as you should. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. I got this StreamYard thing going. Once I figure this out, it'll be able to be open and be able to be an open panel. I see it all on here. I'm just learning it. So right now, I just got to read the comments right now. But yeah. But what about Bobby and Whitney? Bobby and Whitney had a lot of demons, right? They was using a whole lot of drugs, and they had a lot going on. But you could look at them people and tell they was in love. You could look at them, and we all know that Bobby was a little whore. He was a little hoe before he got with Whitney, right? And he was all over the place. Whitney came, and we could say what we want. They was using a lot of drugs, and they had a lot going on. They was fighting a lot of demons, figuratively and actually. However, though, look at how Whitney Houston changed Bobby. Though Bobby was running around hitting everything. Bobby was running around hitting everything, but Whitney came and she grabbed him and locked him up and locked him up. She kind of was a good girl, even though she had like her little side relationship with the woman and stuff like that. We didn't even know that. Don't act like y'all knew that. I ain't know that to the movie and all of that came out. We never seen that other woman, so we ain't even know about none of that. You know what I'm saying? But look at Bobby and Whitney. Whitney came and she locked Bobby down. Bobby was running around. Bobby was hitting everything. Whitney came and locked him down, and you could see even on camera when they was out and at events and whatever. When she saw her husband, her whole spirit lit up. When he saw Whitney, his whole spirit lit up. Like they was in love. Oh, you love they show? Oh man, they show used to have me in tears. Now I don't know if you know the story. Bobby cheated their whole relationship. Oh, he did? I ain't see all of that. I don't know. I ain't see all of that. You would have never knew the way Whitney acted in public. You would have never knew. I know towards the end she had got a boyfriend and moved a boyfriend in the house, and Bobby came to the house and jumped on the dude when towards the end. I remember that part because they separated. I only seen that in the movie. To be honest, I only saw that in the movie. I didn't, when it was happening in real time, I wasn't privy to that. When she had moved to do that, remember Bobby kept running around doing what he was doing. So she got a boyfriend towards the end, and she moved a boyfriend in, and Bobby came to the house and jumped on the dude. That was in the movie, wasn't it? But and let me say something too. Y'all gonna get me because there's a few women in here. Y'all gonna jump on me now. I know y'all gonna jump on me, but I'm gonna say this. I don't care if y'all jump on me, but I know y'all gonna jump on me. Just because Bobby cheated a little bit doesn't mean he wasn't in love with Whitney. That don't mean that. I'm just saying. Maybe they had an open relationship. There you go. There you go. Maybe they had some Will and Jada going on. It just wasn't as public as Will and Jada. I think Will and Jada is just the first to be public with the shenanigans, right? I think they the first to be public with the shenanigans. Y'all know, like we know, a lot of these public figures are with the shenanigans. Russell Wilson don't seem like the type of dude. Maybe he don't got nothing else going on, right? Sierra probably do though. I'm just saying, we don't know that. We don't know that. Russell Wilson may not got nothing else going on. He just looked like that kind of dude, right? But Sierra might be running around with a thug on the low. I'm not speaking out no bad. I apologize to them, but you never know. You never know. I like when people are real, and that's one thing I liked about Whitney and Bobby. We knew who Whitney and Bobby was. Even on Will and Jada have a lot going on spiritually. We know who they are, though. We know who they are. As far as we know, they still together. We know who they are. It's out in the open. That's who they is. They still love each other and they still with each other. First of all, I don't know if I could have did it, but you see, Will had a whole interview to interview his own wife about her affair. That man sat across and sat across from his wife and interviewed, or was it vice versa? I can't remember. But they different. That's why I brought them up. They different. Oh, they use your limousine service? Oh, it be going down in the limousine, huh? I bet they do. Hollywood ain't what you think, bro. What you mean Hollywood ain't what I think? Tell me what I think. Tell me what I think about Hollywood. A lot of these celebrities aren't who we think they are. That's a fact. Exactly. You can be in love with someone and still cheat. That used to be me. Wow, Nene, interesting. Yeah, a lot of these celebrities ain't what we think they are. But who said that? Yeah, Lanika. Lanika, tell me what you said Hollywood ain't what we think it is. What do you think it is? Because did I ever say what I thought it was? I don't think I ever really said what I thought Hollywood was. So you tell me. That's why I said Will and Jada. Because Will and Jada are who they are. They got some shit going on in the background that we don't know about. I believe that to be true too. Both things could be true. But for the most part, they are who they are, and it's out in the open. And that's what I like about Will and Jada. You know what I'm saying? You think for one second that they didn't know the whole world was gonna say, Will is soft or Will is gay. He might be. He might be. But I believe they were who they were before they even got together. Will and Jada were who they were before they even got together. You understand what I'm saying? Will is a punk. They were who they were before they even got together. And one thing for sure, two things for certain, they have unconditional love, Will and Jada. outside of all the satanic rituals, outside of all the sex magic they're indulging in, outside of them giving their children to the industry the way they have, outside of all of that, outside of all of that, those two individuals have unconditional love for each other. We don't respect Will and Philly. Um, well, who do y'all respect? Philly. Philly's a rough place, man. Philly is a rough place. Philly's a rough place. Who do y'all respect in Philly? Y'all don't respect Meek Mills. Y'all might respect the Roots of Jill Scott or somebody like that, but Philly don't respect nothing. Philly's rough, man. They rough. Y'all rough down there. I love Philly. I just don't like Pennsylvania. I mean, it's a lot of Will and Jada look at the Epstein files, except yeah, right. All the celebrities in the Epstein files, a lot of unalignments happen because of inner suffering. Yes, yes, I agree. I agree. So Hollywood is what I think it is because I agree. You didn't say nothing wrong, nothing at all. You didn't say nothing at all, and see, you about to take me down a whole nother road. You about to take me down a whole nother road, Neat. You about to take me down a whole nother road. Will Smith don't respect nothing. Jada don't respect Will. Um, I don't think that she don't respect Will. I think she knows Will allows her to do certain things. And that in itself is a lot of respect, if that makes any sense. If I think what we're doing is we're putting our belief system on somebody else. So we're saying because Will's still with her and she's doing, what she's doing, and he's okay with her doing what she's doing. She's not doing what she's doing because Will don't respect her. She's doing what she's doing because that's who she is. Will is just allowing her to be who she is. Do you understand what I'm saying? We could say she didn't respect Will as if Will was on national TV begging her to stop and saying this is horrible. Why you don't want me and only me? He's not saying that. He's not saying that. Yeah, he allows her to be her. I never speak on my husband publicly, as you should not. As you should not. But they're public. They're public. He's spoken on her publicly. She's spoken on him publicly. But guess what? They still together. Ain't they still together? I don't know. Maybe you know. Since I've been on YouTube, I've been paying more attention to social media. But I need to start paying attention more to social media. But are they still? Is Will and Jada still together? Is Will and Jada still together? Oh, they live separately now. Wow. I appreciate you. Thank you for liking the channel. I appreciate you. I'm gonna open this channel up so we can have live conversations. I just got this computer that I'm dedicating to this channel yesterday. I download StreamYard. I'm on StreamYard right now. So when I get off of here, I'm gonna see, how it works and what happens and what's going on. But once I figure it out, I'm gonna make it so y'all could be up here. Some people could be up here and make it more interactive. You know what I mean? So I'm not just sitting up here reading the comments. I want to hear from y'all. They're both garbage. Oh man. Yeah, we can't. I can't have you up here insulting people. People are who they are. You can't. It's not for you to say that they're trash or garbage. They're living their lives how they live their lives, and we're watching them for whatever you want to call it. It's their life. You know what I mean? People live their lives the way they want to live their lives. You can't call them people trash because they're living the life they want to live. That's the way they want to live. You know what I'm saying? Masters of the Universe comes out today. What are you talking about, He-Man? What do you mean Masters of the Universe come out today? What are you talking about, He-Man? Oh, you said I have a cousin who knew Jacksons. Well, I mean, at their home. And oh boy, the story. What are you talking about? The Jackson, like the Jackson 5 Jacksons? Because I could imagine the stories. Oh, He-Man. Wow. I would like to see a He-Man movie. I loved He-Man. Honestly, I don't think their kids like them. Look at the son constantly dressing like a female. I don't think that's a like thing with their children. If we still talking about Will and Jada, I don't think their children. I think the way they did because their son wants to be other, and then their daughter wants to be other. I don't think that's I don't think that that's a choice in terms of rebellion against their parents. I think that their children are a reflection of their parents, meaning their parents are into things that their children were born into. And I believe that's why their children are the way they are. I don't believe that's a direct reflection on the parents, like rebellious children going against their parents. I think their children are doing what the parents are doing, if that makes any sense. I think Will is doing things with, the things that came out. Now we're gonna get into Hollywood and conspiracy, y'all. We're gonna flip from the relationship aspect of it, and we're gonna get into the conspiracy side of it. Well, Will Smith came through Quincy Jones, right? Quincy Jones is the one who gave, Will Smith his shot with the Fresh Prince of Bel Air and all of that. You got to remember, Will Smith' first movie was one of his biggest movies was the Brokeback Mountain. Y'all know what Brokeback Mountain was about, and he also was in Quincy Jones gave him his shot when he did the Fresh Prince of Bel Air, right? Well, all of the men on Fresh Prince of Bel Air are in Rainbow Community. The Quincy Jones is the one that put it together. We all know what Quincy Jones is about. So Will has been upon that type of lifestyle from the beginning. So I believe he got with Jada and their relationship is the way it is because Will himself enjoys men. So he allows his woman to enjoy men because he enjoys men. And their children growing up in that society, growing up in the Epstein and the Diddy's of that lifestyle is why their children are the way their children. Their children was raised into that. So I don't think it's a rebellious thing that their children are doing. Like, our parents are a little bugged out, so we're gonna be a little bugged out. Nah, they're into ritualistic stuff. I believe that. I believe that. June 12th, Disclosure movie. Disclosure on what? Facts. Congratulations on y'all recovery. I'm missing everything. Y'all having a good chat in the chat. Oh, it says Jada taught her kids how to do drugs. I would never understand that. Wow, I didn't know that. Y'all teaching me stuff. I gotta start being more privy to what's going on in with the rich and the famous. Yes, Janet Jackson. Oh, see, y'all having a whole conversation down here in the chat, and I'm missing it. Yeah, I'm missing the whole chat. That's why I gotta have y'all up here. Once I figure out how to do this stream, y'all, because y'all having a whole conversation down here. I'm up here rambling, and y'all down there having a whole good conversation. Jesus Christ is Lord. Christ is Lord, regardless. That is a fact, Randy. I appreciate you for that. Thank you for blessing this channel with your love and light. I thank you. Disclosure movie coming out. Steven Spielberg movie. A new ET. Oh, okay. A new ET movie. I didn't know that. Steven Spielberg knows some stuff. So if he put out a disclosure movie, I'm gonna be watching it. Any movie that has to do with anything extraterrestrial or aliens, I'm watching it. That's my movie. Star Wars, Star Trek, I'm on it. The Riddick series, any of that, The Mandalorian, all of that. I watch all of that kind of stuff. So if Steven Spielberg come out with a new movie, I'm watching it. I want to see what's up with that Masters of the Universe, that He-Man movie. He-Man is deep. There's a lot of esoteric symbolism in it. And once I get this whole thing, we're gonna get into He-Man, the Masters of the Universe. He-Man is there's a lot of esoteric stuff in the He-Man stuff. I have two cousins who, oh, I read that already. Honestly, don't think, all right, I read that. I'm happy everyone's here today too. I appreciate you, Vanilla. Thank you so much. For real, for real. But I want to ask you something. Are you, Vanilla, I wanted to ask you, are you practicing abstinence for a spiritual purpose, or you just on your own journey and men ain't doing the right thing, so you just ain't found the right man and it just ain't happening for you, you don't care about it? Like how did you go 4 years? I would like to know. I'm not paying a dime at the movies, paying for Netflix and other subscriptions, paying for net. Man, listen, when I got this computer yesterday, right? I got so many subscriptions, it don't even make sense. I was paying for this computer yesterday. In order for me to be able to download StreamYard, and I couldn't even download half the stuff to this computer. I still ain't figured out why it's not compatible and how I'm gonna be able to make it compatible. But anyway, do y'all know that I spent $130 to pay all my subscriptions in order to download this StreamYard today? So outside of buying a computer, I had to pay all these different subscriptions off. Why the hell does iPhone care if I'm not paying uh chat PTTV, if I'm not paying YouTube, if I'm not paying, iPhone will not let you download new stuff unless you pay your subscriptions. What business does it have? What business does Netflix just went up? Because did somebody just buy Netflix? I think somebody just brought Netflix, or Netflix just brought something. Somebody just brought something. And when that move happened, somebody was saying that the price of Netflix was gonna go up because either they just brought somebody or somebody just brought them. So that's why the price went up. I don't remember which happened. Either somebody brought them or they brought another company. And whenever they made that new acquisition, whoever it was, they were saying that the price of Netflix was going to go up. So that's why Netflix went up. They either brought somebody or somebody just brought them. So they're trying to recoup that money back. So they're going to make us pay for it. That's all that is. But I'm trying to figure out, how come you can't download nothing to your iPhone if you owe subscriptions? Apple will not let you download new stuff. They will basically lock your phone and won't allow you to get new stuff if you owe subscriptions to Netflix, or, why? How is it their business? Yeah, they must be linked some kind of way. That's what my cousin was saying yesterday. She was saying that. She was like, yeah, Apple must, they got something going on with all of these companies somehow, some way. I guess it's because it's from Apple Pay, because that's how it all comes up. It comes up as Apple Pay, and it say Apple Pay, but you got an Apple Pay to Netflix, or you got an Apple Pay to YouTube, or you got an Apple Pay to ChatGPT, or you got an Apple Pay to CapCut, or iMovie, or Gemini. All of these apps that I got, you pay for it through Apple. So somehow, some way, if you owe $29.99, Apple probably getting a couple dollars out of it. So that's why they won't let you download other stuff until you pay all your stuff. So I had to pay close to $130 in different apps because I haven't been renewing my YouTube music. I had the family plan for my daughter, but when I took the phone back from her, I ain't need no real. It was really wasn't no need to have the family plan because it was like an extra $5, but you could share. Like I could pay for it and I could share it to 5 people, and those 5 people could play all the music they want through YouTube onto their phone without commercials. So I got the family plan, and I'm the only one that used it. It was me and her using it, but she pissed me off, and I took my phone back. I took the phone back. Don't get on me, y'all. I took the phone back from her. So I've been paying for. I was like, why am I still paying for this when it was really for her anyway, right? So I ain't paid it in a while. So when I went to download StreamYard, it wouldn't let me download, and I had owed them like $60. I'm like, damn, I had to pay them their $60 for something I didn't even want just to be able to download this StreamYard thing. Oh, Pandora's free? I don't know. I've just been over here with YouTube. I haven't really even been listening to music, to be honest. So I wasn't even gonna play it. I wasn't even gonna pay for it at all. I haven't even been listening to music. Maybe like the last 2 months, I've been driving in silence. I've been driving in silence. I totaled my Audi, and since I got another car, but the system in the car sounds horrible. Man, I had that Audi, they had that Bose system. Oh, it sounded like you was in the studio. So ever since I wrecked my car 4 months ago, I haven't even been listening to music because that's when I usually listen to music when I'm in the car. So I got this other car. It's an older car, and the system sounds horrible. I haven't even been listening to music. I was cleaning up the other day and I put some music on, and it was the commercials was coming in, and I didn't even care. I waited to the commercial. I was cleaning, so I wasn't even really paying attention. But I haven't even been listening to it. That's okay. I have all my music saved on YouTube. I do too. I do too. I got a lot of music saved on YouTube. My YouTube cloud is deep. Thank you for the gift, beloved. I appreciate you. Thank you for the gift. I appreciate you. Yeah, but it's so many apps, man, and there's so much money. Every time I turn around, I'm about to go through this thing and just delete a lot of stuff. But I be having it for here. I be buying stuff. Like for instance, I got this app where it made my logo. Can y'all even see my logo? But when y'all go on my YouTube channel, that logo that's there, that logo is a picture of me and my mom's when we was on the train. This probably was I was like 1 years old, 2 years old, and that picture of me and my mom's, I took that picture and I uploaded it to this app, and I put Sowell TV, and they came out with so many different logos, and I liked that logo, so I took that logo from that app, right? But I got two of those apps. Because I got some clothing that's coming out too, right? So I had like 3 companies that I'm working on right now. So I had 2 different logo apps to generate these logos, but I still have them. I gotta unsubscribe to them because I don't even use them. And then I got Gemini, I got ChatGPT, I got TP, I got I got like 4 different apps to do videos and to edit videos and pictures. Um I got a bunch of shit that I don't even use. For real. I probably got like $100 and some change a month in apps, and I need to bring that price down because it's getting crazy out here. Oh, that thank you, Marlo. That's that logo. That's a picture of me and my mom's. I wanted to make it personal, and then now that I'm doing what I'm doing, I'll be looking at it and I'll be like, maybe my logo shouldn't be so personal. You know what I mean? It's not marketable. Even the name Sowell TV, it ain't really marketable, but I'm keeping it. This is me. This channel is me. I'm gonna come out with channels that I'm using just to make money. This channel ain't one of them. I got some gaming stuff that I'm working on. Didn't I say yesterday I was gonna stop saying my plans? I can't even help it, y'all. But y'all family, so I'm telling y'all. What was a living hell, Vanilla? What did I miss? I'm canceling everything. I'm canceling everything too. It's too much money. I'm telling you. I probably pay $100 and something a month in apps that I don't use. I use them here and there. I don't even use them like that. What was living hell, Vanilla? I missed something. Oh, here we go. On my journey, I left a very abusive relationship. Left him in 2022. He was very jealous, insecure, and very physically abusive. He got hooked on drugs and tried to. Ooh, oh God. Yeah. Okay. I see now. All right. Wow. Well, Vanilla, you was putting that vanilla on them. You probably was making them crazy. I'm not making excuses, but y'all women know y'all be doing all the right things. Y'all drive them men crazy. Y'all turn the man abusive. Some good stuff will make a man abusive, even make a man insecure. I swear to God, I was never insecure. I've been a confident, cocky when I was ego driven. I was very ego driven years ago. I was. But I'm gonna tell y'all something. Y'all can laugh at me, y'all can disagree, but I'm gonna tell y'all something real. Y'all women, a woman with some good stuff, and y'all can have a man running all around and running in circles. Y'all will make a secure man, a fully masculine, overconfident man feel insecure. It's happened. I never was insecure my whole life. This one person made me insecure for a second. That's before I had to have my spiritual awakening. Drove me right into a spiritual awakening. Drove me right into Christ-like consciousness. I needed Jesus Christ. I needed crystals. I needed sage. I needed a bunch of shit to get my mind back right, my soul back right, and my spirit back right. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I am not even gonna lie to y'all. Lost his mind when I got rid of him. You're doing a great job. We look forward to hearing your message. No, for real. For real. So when y'all be like, yeah, my man was jealous, he was possessive, he was insecure, I'll be like, I get it. I get it. He has a lot of soul searching and there's things he has to do to get more of his spirit back to be more of himself. However, was he that way when you found him? Cause it take the right woman. Some of y'all will bring out the crazy in the dude, man. Some of y'all will bring out the crazy. Y'all will bring it out. It was tucked away real nice. Mine was tucked away real nice. My mommy issues, all of that stuff was tucked away and wrapped up for years. And I was running around them streets, driving them nice cars, wearing a jewelry, and everybody face thought my poo poo did not stink. Man, this little lady came and just next thing you know, I'm climbing in and out of windows, y'all. I admit it. I was I lost my damn mind. I had to go to the priest. I had to confess my sins. I had to have spirits pulled out of me. I had to go to a confessional. I had to find Jesus Christ. I started studying psychology, soulology, the zodiac signs, numerology, everything. I had to figure some shit out. I was out my damn mind, all the way out my mind. Tauruses are loyal to a fault until they're finished with you. I think everybody's like that. I think all signs are like that. I think that's just a human thing, for real. I think it's just a human thing. Not saying like, people are loyal and then they use you up and move on. I think human beings, especially the men, because women, y'all are more stable in y'all lifestyles. Y'all more stable in y'all belief in the way y'all are. But men, we are a special species, man. For real. For real, for real. But a man has to be content with being by himself. He has to love himself first. He has to know who he is first, and he has to be content with being by himself, or happy with being by himself, and happy with himself first before he can get into another relationship. A lot of men have trauma. Y'all might not know this or believe this, but men have trauma too. We be thinking only women have trauma. Men be having trauma. Men be having mommy issues. Men don't be getting over certain relationships. You know what I'm saying? Just like women, just like women. Men become stone cold. Most men become stone cold, from being that young boy who that first love or that first woman spun him around, whether it was his mother or the first woman he got into a relationship with, and they don't come back from it. They got a lot of healing to do, and then they jump from relationship to relationship and become a serial cheater or a serial relationship haver. That was me. I was a serial relationship haver. I had a lot of mommy issues. I didn't love myself. I didn't forgive myself. I didn't know how to heal myself, and I jumped from relationships to relationships, and I was a womanizer. And it wasn't until I got married I chose the right one, and she took me through the ringer. But I had to go through that. I had to go through that. It was a learning experience, and I used it as a learning experience. You know what I'm saying? And I learned to love myself. And what I mean by loving myself, meaning that women, you know what she used to say? My ex-wife, she used to say, I'm not making this up. I used to be like, yeah, because I love you more than me. I love you more than I love myself. Or I love you more than you love me. And you know what she would say, y'all? She would be like, well, that's all right, because a man is supposed to love the woman more than the woman love the man anyway. She would say that. Like, so what, you love me more than I love you? The man is supposed to love the woman more than the woman love the man anyway. I can't make this shit up, y'all. I ain't never heard no shit like that. I ain't never heard no shit like that. And because I was accustomed to being, the manipulator, because I was accustomed to being a womanizer, because I was accustomed to the one being chased, this lady came and turned my whole world upside down. But I needed to go through that. I needed to go through that, because had I not went through that, then I wouldn't have been blowing the power in my building. I wouldn't be blowing the power in blowing the car battery. I wouldn't be blowing the fuse in my car. I wouldn't have been able to see the spirits that was entering me and controlling me at the time, had I not been through that relationship. And it took my brother to see me going through that to realize that I had, a whole lot of spiritual attachments. I had a whole lot of healing to do. I had a whole lot of demons that I was trying to, that I didn't realize was there. One, and two, the ones that I did know that was there, I was suppressing. So I had to go through every single bit of that. And I needed to go through that. But most men, they won't heal from that. They don't know how to come back from that. They stay in that mind state. And what they start thinking is, opposed to fixing themselves, they'll be like, well, she wasn't no good. I don't trust I don't trust women no more. And then they become more womenizers. They become afraid to be in a relationship. They become afraid to be, in a committed relationship. They be afraid to love again. They be afraid. So that's why they start running the streets and having an idea of a relationship. And the minute they feel like they falling in love, it don't be love, it be a deep state of lust. So the minute they start falling in the deepest state of lust, what they do, they go look for the next. You know what I'm saying? Or the minute they're not getting their way, or the minute, you know, their actions make y'all start doing shit or checking shit, they want to go where it's new at. They want to find somebody who's not questioning them, or somebody who don't know them. That was my thing too. I was afraid after that relationship, because I began to see what was going on with me. You gotta see what's going on with you first, right? After that relationship, I used to want a woman to know me, meaning to know my likes, my dislikes, and know when I'm happy, when I'm sad, or what's going on with me. I used to look for that. And then when I found somebody who I felt knew me too well, meaning that version of me that I was, not the true me, but the version of me that I was, right? When I discovered somebody that knew me, and she turned my whole world upside down. After that, once a female, I felt like they knew me or could put their finger on me, I was out. I was out. I'm gone. I'm off to the races. You know what I'm saying? And that's an insecurity in itself. That's an insecurity in itself. That's unresolved mommy issues. That's unresolved trauma. That's not that woman's fault that you predictable. It's not that woman, especially if you a street nigga. It ain't too many different categories of a street nigga. You most of us got mommy issues, especially the tough ones. Some women are users and turn good men into monsters. That's true. I wasn't that. She was a user and she turned me into a monster, but I wasn't a good man. I had to come out of that a good man. I wasn't a good man going into that. You know how you get in a relationship. I'm being honest, and I used to be like, I give up. All right, look, I was cheating, I was lying, I was playing a lot of games. I give up. I don't want to play no more. You got it. You got it. I don't want to play no more. Let's both be right. Let's both do the right thing, and let's honor this marriage, and let's be for real now. Like no more bullshit. Bet. And she was like, all right. You know what I'm saying? You can't do it. I'm telling you, I was tapping out. So I'd be telling my brothers, I'd be like, don't play with people. Don't play with people. Don't play with people's hearts. Don't play with people's emotions. Don't do that. Especially if it's been done to you before. You understand what I'm saying? That ain't never been done to me until that time. Before that, I was the player. I was the one running around. And I kind of had a heart, you know what I'm saying? A little bit. But when it was done to me, and it'll teach you. Like to me, once you feel that way, you don't want to do that to nobody else. You don't want to do that to nobody else. Once you see how that feels, you shouldn't want to do that to nobody else. Get your own bag and don't depend on no man, as you should. Your father taught you well. Your father taught you well. I was saying the same thing, Marlo. Your father taught you well because I was one of those. I used to use my money as power over that same situation. My wife was a stay-at-home mother. I was in the streets. I paid all the bills. Everybody was in Polo and Tommy Hilfiger. Everybody was in Michael Jordan. I paid all of the bills, but I did use my money as power. I did. I felt like I could run the streets and do whatever I wanted to do because she was at home with the kids and I was running the streets. I took care of everything. So I did use my money as power against her. And my stepdaughters at the time, we're not together no more, but now they're like that. Like they get their own money and they only deal with men who got their shit together. You can't come around them broke. You know, I kind of gave them that. You know what I mean? They learned that from me, kind of, sort of, and inadvertently. Like they're all doing good. And I know it was because them seeing, like, not saying I was a perfect example of what type of nigga to have, because at the time, all I was doing was providing. I was cheating, I was lying, I was doing a bunch of bullshit. But at least it gave them that kind of drive because they're beautiful young sisters too. So that gave them, like, they not gonna have no broke nigga. They know that they, as women, they should be taken care of. And when you have a father who takes care of you financially, you know you ain't gonna look for no broke nigga. You know what it's like. You know your value. A father will show you your value in that way. You know what I'm saying? And that was probably one of the only things I did do because I was running the streets and doing a bunch of nonsense. And they probably heard me and their mother arguing all the time. Ain't no probably. They did. Actually, one of my stepdaughters, she's actually doing real well. After every argument, when they heard us in there arguing, we be in there fussing and fighting, right after I hear a little light knock on the door. And I'll tell her to come in. I'll be like, come in, Rain, because I know it's her. And she'd be like, can we get pizza? Can you order Chinese food? Or she'll knock on the door and be like, we going to we still going to Chuck E. Cheese this weekend? Like, she knew. Like, I'm going to use this guilt because I know they've been in here arguing. And this guilt going to get us some McDonald's. It's going to get us some Chinese food. We probably going to go to Chuck E. Cheese tomorrow. I don't care what they in there arguing about. this nigga gonna pay for causing this trouble in this house. And she's successful. She's doing real good for herself now. You know what I'm saying? But they're all doing good actually. And I can honestly say that with the young women that they became, that they learned what to do and what not to do and what to look for in a man. And one thing for sure, two things for certain, they ain't taking no broke nigga. They don't you gotta have something going on with yourself. And that's a good thing. If I ain't instilled nothing else in them, I guess we instilled that into them. Yeah, my oldest, she's getting her master's in business management. She graduated from business management like probably 10 years, 8 years ago. Now she's going back to get her master's. You know what I'm saying? My other stepdaughter, she's a nurse's aide. She's trying to go to school to be a nurse. Her children's father, the guy he's with, he has his own car dealership. Rain is in Texas. She's doing good. Even the baby they're all doing good. And my 15-year-old, she's an honor roll student. She's been on the honor roll since the kindergarten. I don't even know if you could be on the honor roll in kindergarten, but my 15-year-old, she's been on the honor roll since kindergarten, man. She's a good kid. So I've been blessed. You know what I'm saying? I have 3 biological daughters and I had 3 stepdaughters. You know what I'm saying? But I was in and out of prison a lot. So you know what I mean? I wasn't one of those fathers who was there the entire time. I was in and out of prison, in and out of prison, in and out of prison. But the times when I was home, I would always try to make up with gifts and buying them shit and taking them places and doing things with them. So I do notice that in all of my daughters, you know, stepdaughters, my actual biological daughters, they don't want no broke nigga. They ain't gonna want no broke nigga. And I'm not saying that like that's a flex or nothing, but at least I know they a guy gonna have to have something going on. He gonna have to have something upstairs, and he gonna have to have something going on. You just can't come around them fast talking them and throwing them no pennies and thinking you're gonna be their boyfriend or sitting on the couch playing no video game. Mm-mm. For my 3 biological and my 3 stepdaughters, that ain't working. If nothing else, they definitely got that. You know what I'm saying? I just hate the fact that they heard a lot of arguing and fighting because me and a mom, we used to argue all the damn time. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I'm telling y'all, we be in there arguing, and right after everything get quiet, I hear that knock on the door, and them little girls asking for something. Telling you, for real, they be like, this weekend, could we go to Great Adventures, or this weekend, is we going to right after? But see, they knew and understood that, all right, he messed up. He in here doing wrong. I know he's gonna feel guilty about doing wrong. So while he's in this state of guilt because he did wrong, let me go get something out this nigga. And that's okay. That's okay. Because a woman should feel like that. Right? When they get a man and they man acting up, you think them little girls ain't gonna do the same thing when he act up and he did, all right, now take me out. You know, buy me a new pair of shoes or buy me a new bag, something. You know what I'm saying? So I remember one time when my 29-year-old, because I got 2 by the same woman, not the woman I was married to, but my first 2 was by the same woman, and they're 10 years apart. So I got a 29-year-old and I got a 19-year-old. So when my 29-year-old was 15, my 19-year-old was 5. So when they was 5 and 15, they was in New York, and I was taking them. I was taking them shopping, and we was on Fordham Road. And my 5-year-old, she would just, I want this, I want that, I want this. It wasn't nothing major. I was buying her whatever what she said she wanted. I just buy it, right? It wasn't nothing major though. She's 5, right? So it was stupid shit: ice cream, a teddy bear here, a book bag there, little shit. So when she kept doing it, oh, I want this, I want that, I want this. So my 15-year-old was like, Stop it, Zariah. Stop asking dad to buy so many, all of that stuff. Stop buying that. You don't need that. Because she was like her mother. You know, they 10 years apart. So she was checking her and she was like, he's only going to keep buying it because he feel guilty because he just got back out of jail again. Yeah, my 15-year-old told my 5-year-old that. He going to keep buying whatever you ask him for because he feel guilty because he just got back out of jail again. You know what I mean? So, like, they knew the exchange. Dad's doing wrong, so he gonna buy you. He gonna buy you some stuff because he's doing wrong. You know what I'm saying? So these were the girls that I was raising. You know what I mean? And yeah, yep. And I was my 29-year-old. I had the less time in her life. She's 29. I've spent 18 years in prison. So how much was I actually around? I was one of them ignorant, hard headed niggas. I was one of them ignorant, hard headed niggas. I get out of jail. I be out for a couple of years, and I go right back. I get out of jail when I went to jail the last time in 2016. My 29-year-old, she was in college, and I forgot what iPhone came out, but whenever that iPhone came out, she was in college, so she was like 19, 20, and my other daughter was like 10, 11. So I got her, my youngest daughter, her first iPhone at that time in 2016. Whatever iPhone came out September, I want to say it was the iPhone 7. I'm almost certain. Because before that, I wasn't into iPhones. I used to switch my phones too much. Y'all know, put it in the chat. Y'all know them street niggas. I was one of them street dudes. I had two phones and I changed my number every 30 days. I go buy a whole brand new phone. It didn't stop me from getting indicted by the feds, but that's just some shit that we think is gonna save us, right? So anyway, um, 2016, the iPhone 7 came out, so I brought my 10-year-old an iPhone 7. I think it was a 7 for her birthday. So, however it worked out, the girl that I was dealing with at the time, we put the plan in her name because I was one of them niggas that don't put nothing in my name. So I got her one and I got me one, my 7-year-old. So when I got that and I learned the FaceTime thing back then, me and my 20-year-old, while she was in college, we would FaceTime every night, y'all. Every night. And I'm in Pennsylvania. I'm in the trenches in Pennsylvania selling heroin and crack and coke. I'm in the straight trenches. But me and my 20-year-old, every night, we would damn near break night on the phone. I'm talking about for hours. We'd be on FaceTime and she'd be in her college dorm and we'd be talking about what's going on in the dorm. And we did this for probably like 3 months. And then I got arrested. I went right back to prison. And when I got out in 2015 and I got re-indicted in 2017. So for 2 years. When I got out in 2015, she was standoffish. You know, every day had a big dinner. They everybody went to dinner. I think we went to Red Lobster. I can't remember where we went, but it was this big dinner for me with her uncles and all her aunts, and everybody. Me and her mom wasn't together, but they had this big dinner for me to come home, and we all went out to eat. And my daughter was being real standoffish with me. You know, she was 17 at the time, so she was being real standoffish. So when I peeped it, you know, I was a little embarrassed because there's a whole bunch, you know, there's a whole table full of people. It probably was like 10 of us, 9, 10 of us, right? So I pulled her to the side. I said, come on, let's take our plates. So we took our plates and we went to a whole nother table, me and my 17-year-old at the time. She's 29 now. And I sat her down and I had a talk with her. She was like, you're back out again and you expect me to be your friend again? Like, I'm gonna get cool with you, we're gonna get good again, and you're just gonna go back to jail. That's the only thing that's gonna happen. And this is what she said to me, you know what I'm saying? She's 17. I'm at the time, I'm 36. So you would think my 36-year-old behind would have been like, you know what, I need to change for my daughter. Because I got a 7-year-old. I got her and I got a 7-year-old, right? You think I'd have been like, damn, you know what? I need to change. So she was like, yeah, you just keep going back to jail. You don't get it. You know what I mean? I'm about to graduate from high school. I'm about to go to college. You know, basically, I need you here. And I hope she remembers this conversation, but one thing about me, I've always been real. I might have been retarded. I might have did some dumb shit, right? But I always been real. I've never been a liar. I'm not gonna lie. I used to lie a lot, but I don't remember my lies, so it didn't really last that long, right? So I told her straight up because I knew that as we were having this conversation that I was selling drugs. I knew that while I'm talking to her. I knew that I wasn't gonna stop selling drugs. And I knew that there was a big possibility that I was going to go right back to prison. I did. So I made an excuse. At the time, I thought it made sense, but it was nothing but an excuse. And what I said to her was, I was like, well, you're 17 and I've been selling drugs since I was 14. And what I told her was, I was like, could you imagine, even at 17 or being 14, I said, you know how you asked me and your mom for money. I said, could you imagine being your age and having a way to make $5, $6, $7,000 every day? Could you imagine that? And if you was taught that at the age of 14, how to do that, and you were able to accumulate that kind of money, it's hard for somebody to just walk away from that kind of money. I ain't got no education. That's why you're going to school. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know nothing but this since I was 14. And before that, robbing and stealing. You know what I mean? I said, so you go to school and you do what you're supposed to do. I'm going to make sure you go through school. And I'm going to do my best to stay out of prison. It's the fucking dumbest shit. In my mind at the time, I'm telling y'all, I was crying when I was saying this. So as I'm crying and telling her this, we off to the side. Everybody can't see us. They can't see me crying and shit. But I was crying because I was just telling her, like, I was being honest. Though. I was like, yo, I don't know how to do nothing else. You know what I mean? I've been doing this since I was 14. You're 17. When I was your age at 17, I already had $30,000 put up in a car and a way to make $5,000, $6,000 a day at your age at 17. I've been this way. I don't know nothing else. So you go get your education. I'm gonna make sure you get your education, and I'm gonna help you as long as I'm here. I'm gonna do my best not to get arrested. And she graduated. She only had 2 seats at her graduation. Mind you, she's 17. At that time, I had already had spent 11 years of her 17 years in prison at that time, right? So I wasn't there for none of her schooling. I wasn't there to teach her her ABCs. I wasn't there to teach her how to tie her shoe. And when it came time for her to graduate, she still gave me a seat, 2 seats. Her for 2 seats she had. It was only allotted 2 tickets. And she still let me come to her graduation. Me and her mom. I still got to watch her walk across the stage, knowing damn well I really didn't even deserve it. I'm being real. At that point, I really didn't even deserve it. Because I didn't help her in school at all. I don't think I ever knew one of her teachers' names or ever been to a parents and teachers conference. You know what I'm saying? Because I was either in prison or running around trying to get money. So anyway, I watched her walk across the stage, and she ended up going to college. We had a couple of falling outs or whatever, but right before I got locked up in 2017, I got locked up February 2017. So probably around from like maybe November all the way to February, November of 2016 to February, we got back tight. FaceTime and every single night on the phone, FaceTime and FaceTime and FaceTime. I'm talking about I literally would have to tell her, well, look, baby, I gotta go. I gotta do something. And mind you, I'm running around selling drugs, right? And I got locked up again. I went right back. So even now, with the way she is with me and everything, I understand. I try my best to understand. I try my best to put her and put myself in her shoes and see why we go through what we go through. Because even now, we'll be all right, and then she a woman. You know what I mean? And having a relationship with daughters is like having 3 girlfriends. It is. Y'all get jealous, a woman get jealous, they get jealous. You know, the dad get a new girlfriend, they get jealous of the girlfriend. The dad have a new baby, they gonna get jealous of the new baby. Or the dad, I used to call her and talk about my other, because I had one in New York, and I had 2 in Connecticut. I call my oldest daughter. I'll be like, well, your sister did this, your sister did. She was like, I don't want to talk about my sisters when we talk. And for a while, I didn't really understand it, but she like, that's girl shit. Like, I don't want to talk about your other daughters, even on those are my sisters. She was raised with one of them. They 10 years apart, but they was raised in the same house. She was like, Dad, when we talk, I don't want to talk about my sisters. That's female shit. You know what I mean? So I try to be understanding when we go through what we go through because I know why she feel what she feel. I know why they feel what they feel. They're women. And as a man, I wasn't there to be their protector. I wasn't there to guide them in a certain like I know they watch me, I know they saw certain things. You know what I'm saying? I know they know for a fact that I love them. I know they know for a fact that I'll do anything for them. And I know they know for a fact that I ain't no bum nigga. I might have just kept getting locked up. But I like the fact that I installed something in them, even from a distance, even from all my absence, and that is you can't just come around them playing. I don't give a damn how much you. My oldest daughter didn't even like I call nigga shit. She don't even like nigga shit. I traumatize her so much that she don't deal with street niggas. She don't care if you driving a BMW. If you got gold in your mouth, she ain't gonna talk to you. If you wear too many Michael Jordans, she ain't gonna talk to you. I traumatized this girl so much that she like law enforcement and Navy niggas and Army niggas. She don't even want. Her first boyfriend was a white boy. I was pissed. I, to this day, they don't admit that was her boyfriend, but that was her boyfriend. Her first real boyfriend was a white guy. I was pissed. Y'all know I was pissed. I didn't have loving like then, y'all. I didn't know Jesus Christ. I didn't have no spiritual awakening. Oh, I was pissed. I picked the little boy up and threw him down the steps, y'all. I said, "Oh, damn white boy." I came in the house, he's sitting on her bed. I threw him down the steps. Lord forgive me. I sure did. I was pissed. But I say that to say, I put it even though I wasn't there to install it in her in the right way. She said, "I don't want nothing like that. I don't want no street nigga." Even if it came in the form of a white man, I don't want no street nigga. And she don't date street niggas. My oldest. So now my stepdaughter went and found a street nigga who had a whole bunch of money though. So that was kind of bad, but that was a hustler. Take out the word street. Oh, nigga. I don't know who you is. I don't even know if you black, but you right. A nigga's ignorant. It don't even have to be street. You could if you I don't know if you white and you just saying nigga, right? I don't know. But what I will say is you're right though. A nigga is ignorant. And that was ignorant. Period. Even if you take the street off of it, street makes it sound a little cool, but ignorant. You're right, beloved. Love him for what we got, but he wasn't there. Don't realize how much I loved him until he was gone. For real. And that don't have to be just a dude running the streets. That's people who work 9 to 5s all the time. Some of us with 9 to 5s do it all the time. You are what you spend 8 hours a day, 5 days a week doing. That's what we are. We all need to take more time for our children. You know what I'm saying? We all have to take more time with our children. It's not just the street dudes who leaving their children. You have people who come home from work every single day and their child is in the other room on a video game or on some kind of virtual reality. They're not even in reality. And you come home from work, they come home from school. So when you come home from work, you want your time to unwind and settle down and, sip your wine or soak in your tub or watch your loving hip hop or read your Bible, whatever it is you're doing, and they're in the other room doing whatever it is that they're doing, and you try to set aside, Saturday and Sunday, for family time or time to really sit and talk with your children. But as a parent, we have to be active with our children. We have to be on top of our children. You know what I'm saying? And appreciate that. Appreciate it. Man, I wish I had the time with my daughters, man. You know, especially when we see things like, I don't want to say because we don't know what Joe Jackson did behind the scene with Michael Jackson and them, right? But you know, when you see the Venus and Serena, and you see the Tiger Woods, and you see the Jackson Five, or you see the Wayne brothers, and you see, and I hate to use these entertainers as an example, but that's the only example I could use that we all know, right? But when you see these type of people, and you see behind them is a father. Fathers are important out here. Fathers are important out here. And I know, you know, my sisters, y'all tired of these niggas. Y'all tired of them because they ain't doing the right thing. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. You know, you can't force a relationship, but fathers is needed out here, man. They're needed. This is what's going on in these cities. These young guys walking around, you know, with these Nike techs on and these ski masks on in 90-degree weather. They ain't got no father to tell. Boy, take that dumb shit off. Come here. Pop him in the back of his head. That's what they need. You know, they walking around in slippers all day, slippers and a ski. Boy, take them stinking ass slippers off. Put some shoes on your feet. You a man. You need to be ready to work, run, to defend, change a car tire. You need to be prepared to do something. You out here in flip flops. You need to be walking around. You need to always be prepared and be ready for whatever, to defend your mother, to defend this house, or defend yourself. You know what I'm saying? They walking around lost. You know, with these mini machine guns, they don't have no empathy, no sympathy, no empathy. They don't have no respect because they ain't got no fathers. You know what I mean? They on a bus, they on a train, they won't even give up their seat to a woman. Shouldn't have to be pregnant or carrying groceries or be elderly. A woman, period. Get your behind up. They need father to pop them. Boy, get your ass up and let this lady sit down. Come on, man, and sit down. And you make him stand his behind up. So now it becomes, you do it repetitively. So now when he's 16, 17, 18, and you're not around, it's in his nature to get up and give the woman the seat. It's in his nature to ask the lady if she need help upstairs with her groceries, or to hold the door, or to say good morning, because we're not around. We're not around. I could have very well had three sons. They probably would have been in the streets. I'm your neighbor Tina kids. You know what I'm saying? For real. Gentlemen, house party tonight and tomorrow, Stone Mountain, Georgia. Oh my God, Tina, you the only one in Georgia. Ain't nobody up here in Georgia. You talking about a house party in Georgia? House party. Well said. No, for real. This is why the African American or the FBA community, the black community, this is why the community. Oh, that's your neighbor? Oh wow. Marlo, I know you ain't going to the house party. I know you ain't going. You ain't going over there. Stone Mountain, Georgia. I heard of Stone Mountain. Saha. It's a rapper named Saha the Prince from Stone Mountain. I like Saha. I like his music. I like what he be talking about. But yeah, fathers is important, and this is why our community is in the condition that we're in. I didn't think you would go. I didn't think you would go. This is why our community is in the condition that it's in. We're lacking fathers. I didn't have a father. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have a father. I wasn't able to watch a man love a woman, protect a woman, and nurture that woman, or be the provider. Yeah, my father was a street nigga. You know what I'm saying? So when he was out of jail, I did the same shit he did to me. I did to my daughters the same shit. When my father was out of jail, I had everything I wanted, had everything I needed when he was. You know what I'm saying? But he went to jail a couple times. You know what I'm saying? He went to jail at a pivotal point. He went to jail when I was 8. He didn't come home till I was 15. You know what I'm saying? He went to jail when I was 8. By the time I was 11, I was 3 years later, I was already committing crimes already. You know what I'm saying? And when he came home, It was so weird because when my father came home, I was on Weeks Avenue. I could remember the day I seen him, my 15-year-old self. I remember the day I seen him. He left when I was 8. He came home when I was 15. I remember the day he got out of prison. I was sitting on Weeks Avenue, you know what I'm saying, with my homies, and I can't remember what I was talking about, but I know all my mans were sitting on the stoop. Y'all know them New York stoops. All my mans were sitting on the stoops, and probably like 4 of my mans on the stoops. All I know is they was looking at something behind me. They eyes kind of like, so I kind of braced myself. I knew something was going on, and before I could turn around, somebody grabbed me and lift me up, and now I'm getting spun around. Now, mind you, I'm 15. We fighting every day. We fighting. I'm all the way. I'm not. You got to think about a 15-year-old in 1994. This is 1994, the South Bronx. This ain't. This is not now. This is those 15-year-olds. Y'all know them 15-year-olds in the 90s. So I'm already like, who the I'm like, who's don't play with me like this? Don't, to lift a man up and that to hold a man lift, that shows weakness. That shows I'm weak. One, I'm slipping. How you sneak up on me? You know what I'm saying? My boys let them sneak up on me. That's one. Not only did my boys let whoever this is sneak up on me, but he lifted me up in the air. That's a sign of weakness. Where we come from, you don't be lifting nobody up, or you know what I mean? So I'm like, man, he put me down and I turn around to go swing or to do something dangerous. Cause I'm like, who the hell is this playing with me like this? You don't be playing with people you know what I'm saying? And I ain't had no uncles or no older brothers. I ain't have none of that. You know what I'm saying? I learned everything in the street or in the streets from some niggas from the block, some niggas from the neighborhood. I didn't have no uncles and I didn't have no older brothers. I ain't had no older cousins. I ain't had none of that. As I told y'all before, I was like the first boy in like 3 generations of women on my mother's side of the family. You know what I'm saying? I was the first boy. So I was spoiled rotten. They spoiled me to death. So I didn't have nobody playing. So when I turned around, it was my father, right? And when I looked at him, he went to give me a hug and shit. And I was like, and he hugged me, and I noticed his dick because my daughter did it to me before. Like I'm going to hug, and she like, you know what I'm saying? For real. That the same shit I did to him, my daughter did to me one time. Not my oldest, she never did it. My one that's 19 now, like when I came home 3 years ago, you know what I'm saying? She was 16. I went to give her a hug, and she kind of was like, well, you gotta remember, I left when she was 10. And I came home and she was 17. Excuse me. I left when she was 10. I came home, she was 17. So he left when I was 8, came home when I was 16. You know what I'm saying? Kind of the same shit for real. So I remember how awkward it was when he went to hug me. I'm like, this nigga trying to hug me for. You know what I mean? And he gave me some money. He came back and forth because he was back in the streets. He was only in New York to buy some drugs. You know what I mean? He was out in Connecticut hustling. So he would come from Connecticut and come to New York to buy drugs. And whenever he came to New York, he always came with money because he was coming up there to buy drugs. And that was our relationship. You know what I mean? That was our relationship. Like he'll come up there to buy drugs and he'll drop some money on me. And me being a teenager, you know what I'm saying? I was already kind of selling drugs a little bit. You know what I mean? And that's how I ended up going out to Connecticut. We went out there to sell drugs, me and my father. So I say all that to say, like, the same shit he did to me, I did to my children. Generational curse. You know what I'm saying? And I had girls, so I didn't have boys. But if I had boys, they would have been in the streets. They probably would have been in the streets. They probably would have been trying to live up to my name like I was trying to live up to his name. My father had a name. He was getting a lot of money out in Connecticut. And when he brought me out there, everybody was like, "Oh, that's his son. Oh, that's so and so's son." And he was that dude. My pops was that dude. He was pimping, selling drugs. He was getting a lot of money. He had all my cousins working for him. He was the boss. He was that guy. So when I went out to Connecticut to that town, that little small town, I was the son of that guy. You know what I mean? You could tell when your dad's that guy. You know what I'm saying? And he was that guy. So I had to live up to that. I wasn't as charismatic as him. You know what I'm saying? My pops was a smooth criminal. You know what I mean? He was raised in Hartford, Connecticut. He was raised by my grandfather, who was a hustler, a smooth talker. They were smooth. I was a little rough. You know what I'm saying? I was a little rough, y'all. So, you know what I mean? I didn't make my name the way he made his name. He made his name being, charismatic, being smooth, you know what I'm saying, with the ladies and, being a sharp dresser. He wasn't violent. He was just a smooth dresser who got money. You know what I'm saying? That's how he made his bones. Me, I made my bones being terrible. I was terrible. So I could only imagine had I had a son and he would have had to live up to that or fill them shoes of his pimp, dope dealing grandfather or his gang banging, street pops, what he would have been. You know what I'm saying? And my daughters, they had good mothers, you know what I'm saying, and good upbringings. And I guess because I was in the streets, it kind of made them not want street niggas. So I kind of been lucky in that way or blessed in that way. But what if I would have had a son, man? He would have been probably been terrible. And all my daughters got my temper. They all got my temper. They all do, but they just my 17-year-old when I came home, she had just got out of a case. She was beating people up, but she been chilling since I've been home. She ain't caught one incident. She ain't had got in no fights. She ain't got in no trouble. I got her a job. She chilling. But before I came home, she was acting out bad. She was. So I feel like I caught her at the right time. You know what I'm saying? So fathers are important. Where are my parents now? My father, he's a Christian. He's a born again Christian. He goes to church. He's not in the streets. My mother, she's not getting high anymore. You know what I'm saying? But she's in the Bronx. She's all right. She's not getting high no more. So they both they both got themselves together. They neither one of them are in the streets anymore. They both was in the streets. They both used drugs. They both sold drugs. You know what I'm saying? But my father's a Christian. He ain't in the streets at all no more. My mother, she's not Christian, but she's not in the streets no more. I birthed three beautiful daughters, and all three of them grew up to be intelligent black women. Okay, I got three daughters too. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. Yep. They're not all grown though. My 19-year-old, she's grown, but she's about to go back to school for something. She's figuring it out. And my 15-year-old, she's an honor roll. She's an honor roll. This girl, this young lady. All my children are smart though. Like I consider myself smart, and both of their mothers were smart. You know what I'm saying? Both of them really, really, really smart. So they got it on both sides. All my daughters is. I told my oldest daughter she's getting her master's in business management. So when y'all see this channel and y'all see the merchandise and all that going up, y'all already know that's father and daughter. Cause she gonna definitely we definitely gonna put that master's degree in business to some use. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because that's what I would have had to go to school for. I would have had to go. I promise you that I didn't have nothing to do with that. She did that on her own. She went to a tech high school and she took up business and accounting in her high school. She took that up on her own. I had nothing to do with it. And if she would have asked me and she would have told me what they provided at her high school, because they had cosmetology, they had culinary, and she went to Johnson and Wales in Rhode Island, which is actually one of the top culinary schools. That's what the school is really based on is culinary. She didn't go for that. She went for business management and accounting and stuff like that. So now she's getting her master's in accounting. She went back to get her master's, and I got some beautiful young ladies, man. They all got my attitude. They all got my fire. They all got my witty sarcasm. But their mothers are both witty and sarcastic. You know what I'm saying? So they got a double dose of it. But my 15-year-old, man, that little girl is different. She is different. You know, I can't wait to see the woman she grows up to be. You seem very calm. I am very calm. I had, man, it took me a lot to get here, Vanilla, for real, Creek. It took me a lot. It took me a lot. I had to grow. I had to love myself. I had to heal myself. I had to be real with myself. You know what I'm saying? It took me a lot to get here, even to be up here. People, You know how you see people on when I used to see people on social media, some people are naturally like funny. Some people are naturally articulate. They could talk to anybody. I'm not really one of those people. I'm not gonna say I'm shy, but I'm not much of a talker. Now, if I know you and I know people like the people who know me, if I'm with people I know over 20 years, then I could talk to them like I'm talking to y'all. But around new people, like at my job, people always, oh, you're so quiet. I always been quiet. I'm not much of a talker because I'm one of those people, if it's nothing to talk about, there ain't nothing to talk about. If that make any sense. I'm not the king of small talk. I've never been a small talker. I kind of despise small talk because it seems like it's pointless. So I'll do it to be cordial, right? Like in the workforce, I'll do it to be cordial, but I'm not much of a talker. So it took a lot for me to get up here and do this. Um, for y'all who don't know the story, I came to the internet because I had a rapper friend that I had an altercation with. So I kind of went on here to expose him and kind of expose myself. It's a long story. There wasn't too much love and light connected to that. That was me acting out. And after I came on social media, well, a couple of podcasts, they're like real popular in New York City right now. So as I went on these three podcasts, I've seen the reaction of the people. Like the brothers were saying, "Yo, you should get a podcast. You should get a podcast. You should get it. You should come online." And I seen the reactions of the people, and that's why I ended up coming up here. So I say all that to say, like, it took a lot for me to be up here. It took a lot for me to be able to do this. You know what I'm saying? It took a lot. You see people on here and they could just turn on the camera and just talk to anybody because it's in their nature to be that way. You know what I mean? You could just flip through this YouTube or flip through TikTok and there's a multitude of people up here, right? Me, it took a lot for me to get up here. You know what I mean? I had to love myself enough to put aside, what some people might consider to be shame, to put aside, to not to worry about what people were gonna say, to not worry about what people gonna think. I've been that type of person, you know what I mean? But to come out to the world and to be me, to live in my truth, you know what I mean? It took a lot. And I'm not saying it took a lot like it was hard. I'm saying to say I'm gonna do it, if that makes any sense. Doing it wasn't gonna be hard, but to know all the ridicule that I was gonna face, to have people know what's in my mind and in my heart, because the way I talk to y'all, I didn't talk to a lot of people. A lot of people still know me to be the person who was running the streets. 95% of the people I see, whether in New York, because I was between New York, Connecticut, and Pennsylvania, I'm talking about living and hustling and running the streets. Most of the people I met, because I sold drugs my entire life, they only know me as the gang banger. They only know me as the drug dealer. They only know me as the street person. You know that they don't notice me. So the way I'm talking to y'all, there's people in here that's sitting here is like, wow, I didn't know he had this in him. I didn't know. Do they know I was smart? Yeah. Did they know I was a leader? Yeah. Did they know I was different? Yeah. Did they know I had some form of light in me? Yeah. But to do this, they would have never thought of it because when I was in the streets, all I did was speak of street shit. All I did was do street shit. So that's all people gonna know me to do. So it took a lot for me to share my mind with the world. It took a lot for me to come up here and to talk to y'all, knowing that I would be talking to family members and ex-street associates and people that I grew up with because I knew they was gonna come watching. You know what I'm saying? It's 27 people, it's 31 people in here right now. It's 10 people in here who know me. They're not gonna get in the chat. Everybody in the chat is people that I met on here. This is my new family. But there's gonna be 10 people in here that know me. They're never gonna get in the chat. It could be an enemy, it could be somebody from the neighborhood, it could be one of my ex little homies, it could be ex relationships. Trust and believe there's people in here who know me. They just ain't gonna say nothing. They're just looking like, wow, I can't believe he's doing this. They could see the change in me. They could hear the change in me. I'm telling you, they can. They see it like, dang, man, he changed. You know what I mean? So it took a lot. So when you see this calmness, this meekness, when you see me like release a lot of my pride, even though when I go back into talking about that person, and when I go back talking about that person that I was, it may seem like I'm being prideful, but I'm just passionate in the change. You know what I'm saying? I'm always going to highlight how ignorant I was, how lost I was, and how much afraid I was. And that's what I said on that first podcast that I went on, because the guy wanted to paint me as this gangster, right? And he was like, oh, they killed 17 people. Y'all killed all these people. He put on this thing that I was a serial killer and all this other stuff. And I said, nah, that wasn't me. That wasn't me. I wasn't that person. I know killers. I was around killers, but I wasn't no killer. You know what I mean? And I'm not proud of that, but I was around people who enjoy doing those type of things. You know what I'm saying? And my smarts, I could kind of say, in my light is what attracted these people to me. And some of the things that I was doing attracted some of these people to me, but we was never the same. Thank you. I appreciate you. We was never the same. I never found enjoyment in harming people. I never found enjoyment in selling crack. I never found enjoyment driving in the neighborhood with cars or wearing a bunch of jewelry, around people who didn't have the money to buy. I never felt comfortable doing none of that shit. Was I doing it? Yeah, I used to do it, but I never felt comfortable. It is God's plan. This is my purpose. You know what I'm saying? I was never that person. My father said something to me a couple of weeks ago, and I really believe it made sense because I was the same way. And he said when he was in the streets pimping and selling drugs, he said it was never him. He felt like he was watching his own self in a movie called His Life. And that was, I told y'all, my pops, he's a smooth talker, man. This dude, he's immaculate when it comes to his words, right? And I swear, he put my life in a perspective, and it's true. I always felt like I was watching my own self in a movie of my life, that I was never the person I was portraying to be, and I wasn't. And when a brother asked me, you know, what made me do the things that I did, and it was fear, it's insecurity. The toughest guys that you see in the neighborhoods, they're insecure. The guy with the biggest car, with the biggest mouth, the Kanye Wests of the world, they're insecure. They're insecure. They're scared little boys. And that big car, that big jewelry, that big chain, and some of them things that we use to vindicate ourselves or to make ourselves feel like something or look like something, a lot of it is due to insecurity or fear. You know what I'm saying? To make us look bigger or feel better. It's a boundary. They say in psychology when somebody is afraid or being guarded, they'll cross their arms, or if they have a cup in their hand, they'll put the cup, between the person that they're talking to. They need a barrier, and that's what the jury be. That's what the car be. That's what the I'm so great. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? When you're secure in yourself, you don't need nothing outside of you to make you look good or feel good. Hold on, let me read your comments. Living and learning and becoming better. Yes, yes. You were somebody before you were a drug dealer. Yeah, I was. I was. I'm the same way. I don't deal with people on certain levels. I don't give my energy to just anyone. Right. And that was another thing. And that was another thing that was what I meant about, I was struggling about coming up here because it's energy. It's energy. Even my spiritual enlighteners, even the brothers who helped pull those spirits off of me and taught me spirituality and taught me energy, they're not up here teaching. One of them give me a whole bunch of, he sends me a whole bunch of reels, spiritual reels and stuff, I guess basically topics to talk about. But now that I got this thing, I could use some of the stuff he sent me. But it's energy. This is an energetic exchange. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people that see me on here, like family members and people who have contacted me, they swear that it's all about money. Oh yeah, boy, I see you on YouTube getting that money. They think it's all about money because that's what they see me as. They see me as somebody always trying to get to a bag, always chasing some money. You know what I'm saying? So they swear this is all about money. But this is energy. This is energetic. This is an energetic exchange. I don't like to share my thoughts and feelings and emotions with people. I didn't at one point. So, one, I have to be in a good space in prayer and meditation and fasting, and I have to be steadfast in my spirit in order to do this. So, this is a job. And when people just be up here just talking and rambling off, the famous people or the funny people or the cooks, because you could be on YouTube talking about anything, to be honest with you, right? But when you're on social media, you're talking about spirituality, talking about energy, or you're claiming Jesus Christ to be your Lord and Savior, you claiming, to be vibrating on a Christ-like consciousness. When you start saying these things, you're gonna be attacked. When you start and spiritually, mentally, and physically, you're gonna be attacked. You're gonna be held accountable. People gonna start looking at your life in a microscope. You understand what I'm saying? Of course, they're gonna do that. So that's why I say it was hard because to share my energy with people that I don't know, at first I was like, oh, it's gonna be hard, but guess what? Guess what? So did Christ. If I'm gonna be Christ, like you can't keep what you have, you gotta give it away. The only way you could keep what you have is by giving it away. Christ wasn't learn what he learned and just kept it to himself. He walked around preaching the gospel. He walked around trying to save lives, trying to change lives. And I tell y'all all the time, I can't save a life or change a life until I save mine. I can't save a life or change a life until I save my life and change my own life. You know what I'm saying? And I'm still a work in process. I'm not going back to doing the things that I was doing. I have no desire in no way, shape, form, or fashion. But there's still things that I work on every single day. I work on pride every single day. I separate every time I do something. I have to step back and say, is this coming from a sense of pride and ego, or is this where the spirit is moving me? You know what I'm saying? Or am I talking with spiritual confidence? Because sometimes you can have spiritual confidence, right? It's like Christ when he went inside the church and threw the tables around of the collectors and the people who was in there using the church as a place to get money. People say, oh, he got mad. No, he was just passionate. Y'all not gonna turn my father's house into a den of thieves. He was passionate. You know what I mean? I could get, you could hear me hyped, and then people might hear you yelling from a distance. They hear you yelling, they might think you upset or you angry and confuse your passion for anger and think that you're angry. You're not angry, you're just passionate. So sometimes when I get real passionate, I have to step back and be like, is that pride and ego, or is that solely soul passion based on what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? I fight that. I still fight the spirit of lust all the time. It's my last one. I got rid of the anger. I got rid of the chasing the money. I got rid of a lot of the negativity and vibrations. Every now and then, lust will creep in. You know what I'm saying? Every now and then, that spirit will come in. And people say that it's natural, it's human nature, or it's a man nature, and all of that. But I keep it checked. I keep it checked at all time. I hope you're not spending more energy than you're earning because we need you. Nah, nah, I'm not. Nah, I go right before I get on here. I do what I have to do, and then after I get on here, I do what I have to do. This is not energetically draining. Now, when I open this thing up and we begin to communicate, things are gonna change. You understand? That's why when I do open it up, whoever, if y'all decide, and I don't want y'all to feel pressure like you gotta come up here and talk or you gotta come up here and show your face because you don't, right? But I'm not letting just anybody up here either. The new people, when people just jump in here, I gotta like read the comments for a minute before I let certain people up here because I'm not up here to do no religious debates. I don't care if you're Muslim, Christian, Jew. I don't care if you're a tarot card reader. I don't care if you into Ifa and you worship Oshun, Ogun. I don't care about none of that. As long as you vibrating on love and light, even if you ain't, you still welcome. I'm just not gonna debate with you. I don't want to debate with nobody. You know what I'm saying? So well, you literally have two lives showing. I accidentally clicked off, went back in to see one channel with you in home, no background, and it's muted. Oh, I do. Yeah, I do. The one with no background is the one that's on StreamYard. I was trying to figure it out at home, no background, and it's muted. I took the screenshot for your information. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, that's on StreamYard. The one that's with no background is on StreamYard. And I'm trying to figure that out. I ain't gonna waste my time on that one because I'm up here. So okay, but thank you though. Yeah, I was trying to I wonder how that works though, because I went live on YouTube on StreamYard and I went live on YouTube, which is on my phone. I didn't want to just go on the one that was on the computer because I wasn't sure if it was gonna work or not. But now that you're saying it's muted, I don't maybe because they're both on. I don't even know, but I'm trying to figure it out. I earn 1,000 and spend 2,000. We all do. We all do. It just seemed like we ain't making enough money today. But this is what they're doing. This is what they're doing. These apps, these taxes, the gas, everything is getting a little crazy. And as we grow on this channel and I figure this whole thing out, I gotta get some help though. I gotta get some help. I gotta get somebody. I was with my cousin yesterday and she knows she's trying to be on YouTube. She's a heck of a cook and she want to be on YouTube to generate some money with her cooking. She can cook though. She could really. My cousin don't play around, but she was teaching me the computer and the apps and everything. She know all this stuff like the back of her hand. So I'm gonna pull her in as I teach her how to monetize. I'm gonna have her teach me how to do this. And I say that to say this: once I get all of that formatted to where this computer thing is live and we can communicate back and forth, and I can show y'all some things um, I'm not a financial advisor, so I don't know how to get you out your money woes as far as although I know a little bit, about credit and loans and all of that type of stuff, finances. I do know a little bit about financing, a little bit. Not enough to give advice, but I know a little bit. But what I do know a lot about is energy, y'all. And because I don't want to be no doomsday preparer, but things is getting bad out here, right? And with these gas prices, with these food prices, everything with this inflation because it's not even inflation no more. It just ain't going back down. It's up and it's stuck. So one thing we need to learn down here and we need to get right is our energy. You know what I'm saying? And when we vibrating high, we need less. We need to learn how to eat less and we need to learn how to sleep less. When we eat less, sleep less, and spend less, we need to learn how to do that to prepare for whatever may come. But the main thing in preparing is being spiritual and having a relationship with the Most High, all in all. Because if it all ends tomorrow, or if that rapture come, you want to know that you making it on that ship. You want to know that you making it on that plane. You want to know that you're gonna be all right regardless, even if you ain't stockpile no food, even if you ain't stockpile no weapons, even if you don't have a bunker, even if you don't have a man to jump up when the lights don't come back on tomorrow. If the lights don't come back on tomorrow, we have to make your connection to the all in all because what some of you may not realize is you powerful and you're gonna be all right. All you have to do is just solidify your relationship with the all in all and activate who you are and manifest what you want. If you feel like you need a bunker or you feel like you need a home or you need to secure some things for you and your family, then we need to put our energy in the right places. We need to hold our energy like the sister Vanilla said. She said she been asking it for 4 years and she love herself and she love her space. We need to get to the point where we're holding in our energy. We're holding in our energy and we're using our energy to do some powerful things down here. For real, for real. For real, for real. And I want to show you. energy is everything. You know what I'm saying? And I want to show y'all some things. I want to show y'all some techniques, and I want to get y'all accustomed to watching energy. We could call it spirit. We could say spirits. We could say demons. We could say God. We could say Christ. We could say all of these entities and energies that represent energy. But we need to learn and be consciously aware of how we spend our energy and what we spend our energy on and how to acquire energy. Once you learn how to acquire energy, then you learn how to protect it. And then you learn how to avoid things that are gonna drain your energy. That's your money. Money is just the lesser form of energy. It is an illusion of energy, but it's a form of energy, right? If you got money, your lights is on. That's energy. If you got money, you got gas, and gas gives your car energy. If you got money, you got food, and food gives you energy, right? If you got money, your children will listen to you. If you can't provide for certain people, ain't nobody gonna listen to you. You can't provide for them. So, um, money is just a form of energy. It's not the end all be all. It's not, because when you really learn and understand energy and how to move energy, money ain't gonna be nothing to you. You won't even probably even need physical money. Shit, we don't even need physical money now, for real. Yeah, you have to cut back. You have to cut back. More is less. Eat less. Eat less. I'm going through it right now. I'm trying to teach some teenagers how to eat less. You know what I'm saying? And the easiest way is to change their diet, man, because all of this sugar and these processed food, it don't stick. This is why these children stay hungry. You get a McDonald's at 6 o'clock. By 11 o'clock, if you allow them to be up that late, they ready to eat again. Why? Because that shit runs through them. There's no sustenance, there's no nutrients in it. And then the sugar and the parasites, which a lot of our children have. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be a doomsday preparer. I'm not trying to be, super conspiracy out, but we're feeding a lot of shit too down here. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to get into it, but less is more. We need to learn how to eat more clean, not just on some. A lot of people go vegan and they stop eating meat or they stop eating pork and they want to run around and stick their chest out. I don't eat pork no more, or I'm vegan, or I'm pescatarian, or I don't eat red meat no more, and all of that. Nah, I'm not saying like on that type of time just to sound cool or do it just because I'm talking about energetically, especially if you melanated, especially if you melanated. That shit ain't for us. I'm not. It ain't even about trying to sound smart or just because you're in a conscious community, you're supposed to not eat certain shit. Vibrationally, it costs us too much to eat certain shit. And if you're driving a Mercedes Benz and you're not putting 87 in your Benz, if you put in 93 in your Mercedes Benz, or you put in 93 in your Acura, or you put in 93 in that brand new Honda Accord you got, or that brand new Ultima you got, if you put in 93 gas in that car, right? Knowing that shit is $1 more expensive. If you're doing that, then you need to start putting 93 in your body. Simple and plain. You don't go wearing your nice good shoes. Do you go wear your nice good shoes to the cookout? With all if you're gonna be in the park? No, you don't, right? Well, you need to start treating your body the same way. Oh, good smothered pork chop. Marlo, you see what I'm talking about. You come in here and talk about put the smothered pork chop right in my head. Why did you do that? Why? Why? Why did you do that? You ain't just say a pork chop neither. You said a smothered one. I rebuke, I rebuke it, I rebuke it, I rebuke it. Lord knows I rebuke it. I rebuke it. I know you know I had with thank you for the gift, Terrence. I appreciate you, beloved. Thank you. Appreciate you. Thank you for the gift. Thank you. I appreciate you. I swear. Because I just had stopped eating pork again. I just stopped. Thank you for the gift, Terrence. I appreciate you, beloved. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Terrence B. I appreciate you for real, for real. But yo, I had just stopped eating pork. I haven't ate pork. I want to say maybe it's been a month now. Maybe it's been a month. Maybe it's been a month now. I had just stopped eating it again, and I caught myself not eating no red meat. I didn't eat no red meat, but I doubled back again. I did. I doubled back again. I did. But I'm promising y'all that when the New Year's come around, with 20, God willing, I make it to 2020, 2027, it's over. I'm telling y'all, 2027, the topic, I'm already starting. I got my blender, I got my little juicer. The top of 2027, it is over, Hova. I'm not gonna say forever, but I'm at least go that whole year. I'm telling y'all, I'm just gonna indulge in seafood every now and again, like some fish or something. And it's not just because, in these conscious communities, y'all know what I'm talking about. These conscious communities, they want to all be eating all right and be all super holier than thou when it comes to this shit. This is just an energy thing, y'all. I could say health. I could say spiritual thing. I could say a conscious thing. I could say energy. We just gonna cut all the other rhetoric out. This is just an energy thing, y'all. You know what I mean? I'm about to be 50. Next year I'll be 40, 48. You know what I'm saying? I'll be 48 next year. I just have to change the way I eat. You know what I mean? I know how to turn my cholesterol around. I know how to, I told you I was type 2 diabetic, diabetic twice. I use this right here. Y'all see it? See, y'all can't see because I got this thing up. If I take this off, you can see it. I'll take it off. How I take this down? You see this? Take this water right here. I got crystals in it. You don't always need crystals in it though. You can always program it. I take this water right here and I speak love and light into this water. Clean you right up. Clean you right up. I promise you. Clean you right up, clean you right out. And that's what I've been doing. Oh, I see what. Hold on. Let me make sure I see it. Keep that positive energy. So if you don't know, you've been keeping my message buzzing, but but you are appreciated for real. These kind of lives. I appreciate you, beloved. Thank you. Thank you, beloved. I appreciate you for real, for real. But yeah, I take this. I'm gonna do a whole. I keep saying it, but I had it saved in my phone. But now I got this computer. It's gonna be lit. But water is our best asset. Water is our best asset. Water. You take this water, and this is our medicine down here, y'all. You take this water and you speak love and light, and you speak healing into this water. I'm telling you, it works wonders. It works wonders. And you close your eyes when you're drinking it. You tell it. What I say is, I say, Mother, Father, Most High Creator of love and light, I love and appreciate you, and I ask that you restore this water back to its natural consciousness, back to its life-giving consciousness, its purification consciousness, its holy water consciousness, its baptism, love, light, healing consciousness. So when it enters my body, it purges and purifies everything that it touches. And I tell the water that I love it, and I thank it, and I appreciate it, and I drink it. And while I'm drinking it, I see it going wherever I need it to go, whether it's my veins, my heart, my kidney, my liver. Sometimes I tilt my head all the way back, and I just visualize this blue lightning, like type of lightning, going through my brain, all the way down into my neck, all the way down into my heart, all the way down into my kidneys, all the way down into my liver, all the way down into my body, all the way out through my feet. I just drink the water and I see it purging and purifying my entire body. And it does it. I promise you. I told this story before. I was sitting in prison, and they told me that I was pre-diabetic, that I should be type 2 diabetic. and my glucose was too high. And I told the nurse, I said, well, she said, well, I wanted to draw blood. And in jail, they don't like to keep making you draw blood because they got to pay for that. So in prison, they try to make you go every 6 months, I think it is. Some jails every 90 days, some jails every 6 months. They don't be wanting to pay for the blood work. So when she did my blood work, she told me, you're pre-diabetic, this, and that. And I was like, I'm not pre-diabetic. I'm not taking the medication. I can heal myself. And I wanted to see the doctor. So this was one week, probably that Monday or Tuesday when they called me out, pulled me out, took me to the doctor. I told the doctor that I'm not pre-diabetic, that I'm not taking the medicine, and that I wanted blood work done again. And he agreed to give me the blood work. But he said, like, say this was Monday. So they gave me the blood work the week before. So the next week I went in, I told the doctor, he agreed to give me the blood work again. I said, well, if you give me blood work again, I was arguing with them because I said this, and this is true. I said, if y'all only gonna draw my blood every 6 months, then if you give me the medication, how am I gonna tell if my blood pressure is going back down? How am I gonna know my cholesterol is being fixed if you take it every 6 months? Why don't you take it every 30 days so you could be able to see my progress or see if I'm progressing at all? I want to get weaned off of the drugs. I don't want to just take the drugs and then you come see me 6 months down the road. Let me see my progress and then I could possibly wean myself off the drugs. They don't like when you say that because they just want to give you the drugs, right? So the doctor said, well, you know what? I'll give you the blood work next week. I'll have them draw the blood again, right? So instantly I went back. I was already doing it from the first time they said that my shit was messed up. Now, mind you, I'm in jail, so I don't got crystals. I don't even got glass. I was in a box. So you know what I was drinking out of? You remember the milk cartons they gave you in school? I was drinking out of a milk carton. I just took the milk carton, and you know how you open the four corners and make it into a perfect little rectangles? That's what I was drinking out of. I didn't have no glass, and I definitely didn't have no crystals. But I was in there by myself. It's a difference though too, because you're in prison. It's not like you out here in the free world where you got to give up your energy, right? So in there, I'm locked in the cell all day by myself. I didn't have to give up my energy. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't even speaking to nobody. I was going on non-speaking fasts while I was in there. So I went on one of my fasts, my non-speaking fast, and they came, they drew my blood. It took probably about 2, 3 weeks for them to report it because they come back faster than that. It's just whenever they get back around to you, right? Man, that nurse came to my a black sister. She came and knocked on that door. I never forget. She had an afro, and they don't even in the box. They don't even come to your door. They send the COs to get you, and then they bring you to this little room that they call a nurse's station. This is for the box because they don't want to bring you from the box all the way to the. I ain't even gonna say the real hospital, but so she came, knocked on my door personally. The nurse, they never really do this. She came, knocked on my door, and I got up, and she was like, "I got your results." She said, "Boy, I'm about to send the COs to come get you. You gonna tell me what the hell you did?" Because I was telling her. I told her what I was gonna do, and they brought me to the thing to the little nurse's station, and I told her what I'm telling y'all. I told her that I programmed the water. I wasn't just doing that though. I was doing a meditation too. I would close my eyes and I would breathe in through my nose. This is breath is spirit. Spirit only means breath. I think in Greek, the Greeks call it. That's all. Spirit is breath. This is it. This is consciousness, the breath, your breath. When you stop breathing, you stop achieving. When you cease to breathe, you cease to exist. So I was doing a breathing meditation as well. So I would breathe in through my nose, and when I breathe in, I would breathe in unconditional love, light, and healing. And the same thing I would do with the water. I would visualize. I had a whole, what's it called, a diaphragm maybe, of what the human body looks like. So now I know what everything looked like because I had. If you don't got one, get one. Get a whole thing where you can see what a human body look like. And they'll have one with your nerves, so you can see all the nerves, the nervous system in the human body. They got one with bones. They got one with your muscle tissue, and they got one with your organs. I suggest to get all of them so you can see what's going on. Because your imagination, if you can't see what's going on, then you don't know what it looked like. Then you don't know what's going on in it. You understand what I'm saying? You got to visualize in order to see what's going on. So I had already knew what everything looked like. So as I'm breathing in, I'm seeing the breath come in my nostrils, wrap around my brain, fill up my brain in my head, right? Like I'm looking at it like as if I'm really breathing it in. And I see it fill up my head. And as it fill up my head, I see it start coming down. And it come down to my lungs. And it come down to my heart. And it come down to my liver. And it come down to my kidney. And it come down to my stomach. It come down, and I'm seeing it going in my small intestines. I see it going in my large intestines. I see it going in my prostate. I see it going into my colon. I'm visualizing it. And then I breathe in again, and then I'll do my veins. I'll see it go in my heart. I'll breathe in, but instead of seeing it come in my nose and through my head, I see it come in my heart. And this one is for my cholesterol and my high blood pressure. When I breathe in this time, I see the light coming in through my heart, and I visualize it going through all my arteries and all my veins as I'm breathing in. So when I'm breathing in, I don't see it filling up my whole body. I just see this blue light coming in through my heart into all my veins. I'm imagining my veins, even the veins in my eyes. I'm imagining the veins and this blue loving light healing going into my veins. And when I breathe out, I'm seeing it drain out all of my veins coming out my heart, but black. I'm seeing the black come out. And that's the cholesterol, that's the discord, that's the discomfort, that's the disease, that's any entity or energy that's foreign to my body. I see it coming out, and I keep doing it. And you breathe in until you can't breathe in no more, and you breathe out till you can't breathe out no more. And sometimes I get a little fancy, like when it's all breath, when the last breath come out, I'll still, and then I'll do it again. And I'll do that over and over and over and over again. And then I'll do something else where I send electrical shocks through my entire being. I don't know if everybody know how to do that. I'd always be trying to describe what that is. It's hard to describe it, but I don't know if you know how to make yourself experience chills. You know how you get the chills? Like, you know how everybody get what we call the chills? Not when you feel cold. I'm talking about the chills. It feel like it comes from your spirit where it's like, ooh. You know what I'm talking about? Like when you get in a tub, a warm tub, that feeling that comes up your spine, or kind of like an orgasm, not to be, like that, but it's like when you get in a warm tub, that feeling that comes up throughout your body, or the feeling you get in an orgasm, or the feeling you get sometimes, like if you're on a roller coaster or you on a ride, that feeling, it's spinal. That when you learn how to give yourself those, when you give yourself those, what I do is when I give myself those, what I'll see is, well, I'm leaving out a part two. A lot of meditations too, what you should do is you should send a tube of love and light from your being down into Mother Earth. And then you send a tube of love and light up into the universe. If you believe God is up there, then send it up to God. Send it up to heaven or to the throne. If you believe God is up there, whatever you believe is up, send it up. And then send another one down. And you see this big tube. Make it blue. Make it look like lightning if you need something for your imagination. And you send one down to Mother Earth and you send one up to the atmosphere or to the heavens. And when I do that, I give my body those lightning chills. So when I do it, I see just my veins, but like lightning, right? Your nervous system. Because when you see your nervous system, that's what your nervous system look like. It look like lightning or tree branches. You see that lightning and you give yourself those. And when you give yourself those, you send love and energy to Mother Earth. And when you're doing that, you feel like you're healing people who might be sick. You feel like whoever might be hungry, you making them a little less hungry. Whoever might be hurt, and you make them a little less hurt. Whoever's feeling joy, you give them a little more joy. You send love into Mother Earth. You send love into, And when you do that, you see yourself cleaning the ocean. You telling her that you see her, that you recognize her, and you appreciate her. You send these love and light energies out of your body into the earth, and it automatically comes back to you. It automatically come back to you. So those are 3 meditations. That's the water meditation you use to clean out your body. It's a breathing meditation you use to clean out your body. And then the third is a connectiveness meditation. That is you connecting with earth. You're not cleaning out nothing. You just sending love into earth, the physical earth and the people. And the people, the earth, the people, the water, the trees, the atmosphere, the heavens, the sun. You understand? That one is a given one because in order to receive, you have to give. You can't receive if you're not giving. You understand what I'm saying? So you have to send out love and light. You have to don't always ask. Like people pray all the time. They get to praying and they ask God, please, God, can you, shoulda, can you, maybe you should. Don't always ask. Sometimes give. You just have a whole prayer just giving. Have a whole prayer praying for people and loving people and making sure everybody else is all right. Don't ask for nothing all the time. Why don't I have a plastic cup? Oh, um, well, see, I don't buy these. I don't buy these. I didn't buy these. These right here. I'd rather get mine out the faucet. Reason being, I don't like to be a conspiracy theorist, and I try not to turn my channel or my conversations into conspiracies. But I'm a conspiracy theorist by nature. I'm not gonna hold you. So, um, plastic is poisonous. Plastic is not good for us. It's not. Um, we was given a technology of plastic by some entities and energies that don't really mean us good. So when you drink out of a plastic cup, I like to give an example. You know when you make spaghetti and you put spaghetti in a Tupperware bowl and or you use some people use because I have women, they love to use them plastic utensils, not the Chinese restaurant. I'm talking about plastic big spoons and forks. When you use those kind of utensils, and let's just say spaghetti, when you put spaghetti in a plastic container, or you use a big plastic spoon or a big plastic fork to serve spaghetti, what happens? The spaghetti stays stuck. The oils in the spaghetti stay stuck in that plastic. You can actually stain plastic to the point where it will never be the original color. Go buy one of them beige plastic spoons or one of them light gray plastic spoons and go stir some spaghetti with it. It ain't never gonna be gray or beige again. That spaghetti stain is gonna remain inside that. Why? Because plastic is porous. Plastic has a lot of pores and plastic sweats. Plastic is made with some of the most horrible chemicals known to man, plastic itself. That's why it's the most harm to the sea is plastic, right? And when you eat out of plastic and styrofoam, what you don't see is one, it absorbs everything you put in it. So when you use a plastic cup and you wash the cup out, the chemicals you use to wash the cup out, it stays in the cup. Go wash out one of them plastic cups and smell it. It's gonna smell like the dish detergent for days. It's not gonna change the smell until you put something in it. People don't realize that. You just think it smells clean. It don't just smell clean. The Dawn or the palm olive, whatever you use to wash your dishes, the reason why that cup is gonna continue to smell like that is because on a molecular level, if you took a microscope and look, plastic is like a sponge. So whatever you put into the plastic or on the plastic, it goes inside the holes of the plastic. Now, when you wash the cup out, you may wash out the most of the contents, but the majority of it is seeping inside those holes and it sits there. And then it will sweat back into your drink. And not only does whatever is in there sweats back into what you're drinking out of, the plastic itself, what it's made out of, it's gonna sweat. And that plastic is gonna seep into whatever you're drinking. So if you drink out of a plastic cup for 5 years, you're gonna drink plastic for 5 years. So they already putting metals in the air. They already got mercury in the water. You know what I'm saying? We already microwaving our food and having you know, nuclear shit in our food. So me personally, I just don't drink out of plastic, and I don't buy shit from the store that comes in plastic, because when leave one of these in your car, drink half of it and leave one of these in your car in the summer. Open it back up and smell it. That's what you're drinking, even when you don't smell it. Because these, you got to think about how long it takes for this to get to you. If this really came from Poland, right, or the Everglades, wherever it came from, by the time they packaged this, wherever it came from, you got to think about how long it took to reach you. I worked at a gas station for years. They got these sitting outside, stacks of them sitting outside in the scalding sun, and people come in and grab them, and they'll bring them to the register and buy them, and they've been sitting outside. That whole time it's been sitting outside, plastic has seeped into this water, and they're okay to sell it in plastic because the water is not poisonous before it enters the plastic. They'll tell you that this is plastic and it's going to have a certain amount of poison in it. That's not even a secret, but they're allowed to do it because the water before it goes inside the plastic is actually normal. And if you put the water inside this plastic bottle and sell it to you expediently, then it's not going to be a lot. But if you leave the water in one of these for 6 months and let it sit in the back of one of these Poland Spring trucks for 6 months while it's sitting in the hot sun, or just not, room temperature for a certain amount of time, it's going to be loaded with plastic, and it's not good for your body. So I don't drink it. When you were locked up, I think that might be a question that I missed. Hold on, Vanilla. I'm at work, bro, but I'm enjoying your chat. You need to go around and speak to the young people. I believe that's your mission. It is, beloved. It is. It is. I speak to a lot of my little homies, and I love the fact that they see the growth in me, so they know that they could change too, and that they know they can get out of the gang banging too. I apologize, y'all. I'm gonna go back and read some of the chat. Y'all know I be going off sometimes, so I don't be mean to ignore y'all. So I'm gonna try to go back and read the comments. So if you had a comment, I'm gonna try to address it real quick. Keep that positive. I don't know if you. All right, here we go. All right, let me see. Just trying to. All right, I seen that. What's in the water? Oh, crystals. Yeah, it was crystals in the water. Um, Rick, I'm at work. Yeah, it's crystals in the water. Um, the reason why I put crystals in the water is the reason why there's crystals in your cell phone, the reason why there's crystals in this computer that I'm looking at, the reason why there's crystals in your television, there's crystals in your radio, there's crystals in anything that receives, even your car, when you press it to open your car door and all of that, your automatic start and all of that. All of those things have crystals in it because crystals are conductors and conduit of energy. That's what they do. They receive and give off frequency. That's what they do. You can't have nothing on planet Earth that is work any kind of communicational device on planet Earth without having crystals in it. Even the cable wires and these wires with copper, they're also laced with crystalline. And copper actually has it's one of the components in copper, you know what I'm saying? It's crystal, so it's like melted crystal, kind of, so to speak. I'm not a metaphysicist. I'm just saying. So I put the crystals in the water because when I program it to have love, light, and healing, when I program it to take out the negative entities and energies inside of the water, the crystals help heighten what I'm saying. You don't need it though. Like I gave y'all an example. I was in prison. I didn't have crystals, and I changed from type 2 diabetes, pre-diabetic. I changed my cholesterol. I changed my glucose. I changed all my numbers had changed miraculously. I didn't even I cut myself off when I was telling y'all And what that sister said in prison when she came to my cell, and she was like, "Your numbers changed. What did you do?" And I told her what I just told y'all, the three things that I was doing. And she was amazed. Maybe like a couple weeks later, she took my blood work again. You know they ain't supposed to do that. She drew my blood and put in a whole nother because it's up to the nurse. The nurses could do it as many times as they want. Nobody's really paying attention to it, but they don't do a lot of it because they don't want to pay the money. So me and her ended up having a personal relationship, nothing sexual. The old me would have tried to have her bring in some drugs or something like that. I'd have been like, yeah, all right, now I cleaned up my system now. Bring me some drugs. So I could make some money in here. But we ended up getting a real relationship. We got real cool. And she brought two white nurses when she came to draw my blood. Like 2 weeks later, she brought two other white nurses. She was like, tell them what you told me," and I told them, and they was all actually into holistic healing. Because what we don't know is, and this happened to me numerous times. A doctor did it. My wife at the time, when I was married to, our prenatal doctor wanted to meet me. You begin to find out a lot of people that get into medicine, nurses and doctors, they're naturally healers. They want to be healers. A lot of people, they don't all just do it for the money. A lot of them want to be healers. It's in their nature to be healers. And then when they become doctors and nurses, they begin to realize that they're not really healing anybody. They're just disseminating medicine. And those who really are born natural healers, who go into those professions to be healers, they don't really like what they do. So when you're vibrating like this, they know what you're doing is right. They know what you're doing is right. Numerous occasions, I've had doctors once in the free world and a bunch of times in prisons say, "Keep doing what you're doing. You're right. I just get paid to do this." I swear I'm not making this up, y'all. I've had doctors say that. Yo, you're right. The medical system is bullshit, but this is how I make my money. Keep doing what you're doing. And it'd be the same doctor that'd be like, "You got to take your medication. You better take it." And then you tell them that, and then they be like, "You're right. You're right. I'm telling you, I'm gonna prescribe it anyway. Your insurance is paying, the jail paying for it. Don't take, but I'm gonna prescribe it." I'd be like, "All right, I ain't taking it." And I'm not telling nobody not to take your medicine because I take my blood pressure and cholesterol medicine when I'm eating smothered pork chops and I'm not vibrating like I should. I go through phases when my spirit is weak and I'm going through it and I ain't praying, I ain't meditating. When I get in those phases, I'll go in that cabinet and I'll take my blood pressure and medicate. I might take it for a month straight. So I'm not sitting here acting like, and I'm telling y'all what I did. I have healed myself on numerous occasions. We can heal ourselves on numerous occasions. But I know when I'm weak and I'm not doing what I'm supposed to, then I'll go back to taking the poison. I do. I'm not gonna say like I haven't, you know what I mean? But I do. If you're not ready and you're not vibrating on a certain level and you're not ready to do it and you're not really ready to commit, then do what you have to do. Do what you, even if it's a placebo effect and the medicine is ain't shit, but you believe it's helping you, then take it if you believe it's helping you. You understand what I'm saying? Don't just jump out there and just stop taking your medicine. Do a little bit of both for a while, but go to the doctor and have them draw your blood. Have them keep up with yourself. Same way you go get your oil change. The same way you go get your tune up and your oil change where it says every 2,000 miles or every 3,000 miles. You got that BMW, you go to the BMW dealer, don't you? You don't go to Meineke. You don't go to the regular people to get your BMW done. You don't go to the regular people to get your Benz done. You better treat your body like it's a range a Rolls Royce. That's, you only got one of those. Treat your body like you treat your car. And them shoes and them pocketbooks and all the other foolishness we spend our money on. Treat your body the same way. You only got one. You only gonna get one. Hold on. The OG eating them ramens with all that salt. That's the number one food and inmates get in those prisons. Yes, yes, Vanilla. I apologize for taking so long. Yes, In prison is the worst diet a human can have. It is all sodium and starch. They starch you to death. See, the food in prison is horrible because they give you a little bit. Y'all know them school trays. Remember y'all used to be in school? Them little trays, that's what they giving grown men. It is not no more than what they giving the kids in school. Your children, the tray your child eating in school is what they giving your baby father in prison. I'm not saying that. I'm being funny, but it's the same tray. So in order for you to have that, to gain the sustenance that a grown man need to remain uh, with meat on his bones, they're gonna give you a bunch of starch. They starch you to death. And starch is horrible, especially for African American community, because most starches turns to sugar, and then your body got to break down the sugar. It puts your body into double. You have to work double to digest starch, and that's all they give you: potato, bread, rice, potato, bread, rice, potato, bread, rice, and what's the other one? Pasta, pastas, potato, bread, rice. Because we all know what's cheap: potato, bread, rice. That's the cheapest shit you could give somebody. So they give you a lot of that and a bunch of processed food. And then the commissary is all salt, sugar and salt. So you're gonna be diabetic. You're gonna be diabetic. Brothers only come out there looking healthy because they ain't fornicating and they ain't using drugs. That's the only reason how we stay preserved and we come home, looking like we 35 but we 45, looking like we 25 but we 45. I don't look 25 no more though. That last one, boy, I was facing that life sentence. Man, I lost my head. You see, I got all thin up here and everything. That last one almost took me out, y'all. I had to hold on. Let me see. All plastic is not created equal. That's true. Look up black plastic when you put it in the microwave. Also, I don't even barely even use no microwave no more. Yeah, I said I'm a conspiracy theorist. I don't even use no microwave. Once I learned this air fryer, I be air fried out. I have a microwave, but I be air fried out. I know the plastic isn't good for you. I was talking when you were incarcerated. Okay, instead of using milk cartons, can you tell them only to eat kosher food? Can you tell them only to eat kosher is good. Kosher and halal food is good because kosher only means that it was prayed over by a rabbi. And halal, which is kosher, is when a Jewish rabbi prays over the food and prays over the animals before they were slaughtered and prays over the food. Halal is the same thing, but for Muslims, when an imam, which is a religious leader, prays over the food when it's being slaughtered and prepared. Now, it's good for a multitude of reasons. One, kosher and halal, they're careful about putting a lot of sugar in it. Two, kosher and halal, they use the best cuts of meat when they making meat, and when they do use pasta and rice, they use like brown rice. They try to use and they use better ingredients, and it's prayed over. So anytime somebody prays over something, it makes it good. It does. When we were taught to bless the food, that's actually a good practice. I thought it was corny growing up, but to pray over your food is a good practice. It is a good practice because you have to realize that the chicken and the pork and all the stuff that we eat, not only is it genetically modified, not only is it um, all the other stuff that it is, but let me tell you something. When those animals are slaughtered, there is a stress. Um, there's a chemical release of stress and fear inside that food while that food is being housed, however it's being housed. And then we eat that stress. We eat that fear. We eat that negative energy. So the food is holding a negative energy. So you need to say Christ's name over that food. You need to say Allah's name over that food, Jehovah, Buddha, or just pray over it. You know what I'm saying? You have to. It is stress hormones. You have to. You have to. That's a good point, Todd. Thank you. That's a good point. That is a good point. Thank you so much. For real. So to eat kosher and halal products is better than eating it regular, but you can make your own food kosher and halal, just like I'm showing y'all how to make your own holy water, because that's what holy water is. That's what prayer water is. It's just a religious preacher or somebody who's pious in their belief prays over this water and programs that water, and that's why that water can do exorcism and chase away spiritual vampires and clean the house. And I can tell y'all some stories. I got some stories about making this water. I used to make this water for my children. I can show y'all if I open my refrigerator. I also got a big. Go to Walmart and get you one of them big 5-gallon or 3-gallon water things with the spout on it. I got a glass one. I got a nice one. I'm gonna just show y'all. Go get y'all one of these. Go get you one of these. Now, if you want to get fancy, you could write love and light on the outside of it. I gotta fill that up anyway. You want to get fancy, put you some love and light on the outside of this. When you get you one of these, and you can get you some tape and put you love and light on all four corners of this. Love and light, love and light. You program that water. I promise you, there's a whole book on it. The guy name is Makimoto. I'm gonna order one. I'm gonna order one because I went on the internet. There's some stuff on the internet, but I'm gonna order one. Collect rainwater, then pray with intention. Yeah, that's what you're doing. You putting your intentions inside the water. And I do want to collect. Do y'all know it's illegal to collect rainwater? There's a reason why it's illegal to collect rainwater. But when you get rainwater, I wouldn't get it if you live in New York City though. You better go out to the country, drive an hour away and collect that rainwater. Don't collect the rainwater in some of these cities. I wouldn't. I really wouldn't. But yeah, you put your love, healing intentions into that water, and that water is gonna do. Oh, you in Jersey? Depending on what part. If you in Newark and Patterson and all of that, drive a little like an hour into Jersey. Drive about an hour from Newark and Patterson and all them places. Go further South Jersey, and then collect you some rainwater. I wouldn't do that in that city or nowhere near it. For real, South Jersey. All right, good. Yeah, collect you some rainwater and put some love, healing intentions into that water. That water will do what you telling it to do. I promise you. I promise you. I used to make this water with. I had one of these, and I would make it. And my stepdaughters, they really didn't like water. These children, they want to drink everything but water, and they didn't know what I was doing to the water. They didn't know, but they would be like, mommy, tell them make some water. Where's the water? How come there ain't no water in the thing? Put some water in here. They knew. They knew. And I got stories, real stories about this water and what this water could do. Those who've been here, y'all know my story about the homeless man and stuff like that. But I have a story with a voodoo practitioner. I gave him the water. They spit the water out. You know what I'm saying? This water is powerful. We don't have many tools down here. That's one of them. Hugging trees, grounding, and programming water and crystals. These are the little stuff that we got down here, y'all. You don't need no pistols. You don't need all of the technological stuff. We was given what we need. We was given what we need. And I don't want to dissuade y'all from taking y'all medication. I don't want to dissuade y'all from eating out of plastic and styrofoam. I don't want to, disseminate a whole bunch of fear and fill y'all up with fear and all of the other stuff that all of these super hyper conspiracy theorists do. But it's real. You know what I'm saying? Do yourself a favor and try to stay healthy as possible, because this is an energy game. This is an energy game. That's what life is. We are energy. We are infinite. beings of light. We're infinite beings of light. So we have to feed our light body, and we have to eat light, we have to sleep light, we have to be light, and fill ourselves with love and light. It's for real, y'all. For real, y'all. And once you realize that it really, like, once you realize that the conspiracies are real, then you have to ask yourself, to what ends then? If all of this is real and all of this is true, as to what ends? Why is it like this? Why are they putting mercury in the water? Why are they putting, metals in these planes, and spreading these chemtrails? Why are they, hitting us with a barrage of negativity in the music and in the food? Why are they giving us these little doses and here and there of poison? What's it all for? Because they not trying to kill you. If they trying to unalive you, they could just unalive you if they wanted to, right? Let's say they, whoever the they is, excuse me, whoever the they is, if they trying to unalive you, then why put little things to do? It's because it's your frequency. If they keep you vibrating low, there are some who feed off of the money, the physical ones. There are some who feed off of our emotions when we're vibrating low, the spiritual ones. And then there are those who created this form of firmament, who maintain this firmament, who maintain this lower third dimensional density, who need you to continue to come back here, who need to keep you low, weak, and sick, so you unalive and you come back so they could do it all over again. They don't want to be here by themselves. It's the crab in the barrel mentality. They don't want to be here by themselves. You know what I'm saying? Some of these fallen angels and some of these disembodied spirits, and even some of these other entities from other realms, they may be technologically smarter than us, but they already made their decision. They stuck in the state that they stuck in. When you read the book of Enoch, when they brought Enoch up to the seventh heaven, what did he say? He said that there was big, huge angels. I'm talking about 40-foot, 50-foot angels. And when he was on his way to heaven, they said, Enoch, Enoch, can you please take our plea and our prayers to the heaven? Can you intercede to God for us? They was asking him, a human. They was asking him, yo, when you get there, yo, put in a word for us. Maybe we can get out of this firmament. Maybe we could get out of this third dimension. Yo, Enoch, put a word in for us. Why? Because they already made their decision. They're stuck in the state that they're stuck in. They can't elevate. And that's what they hate in you. That's the light they hate in you. Because we have a capabilities of getting past the firmament. We have a capability to go into the fourth, fifth, and sixth dimension. We have a capability to make it to heaven. We have the capability to return back to all in all. Some of them don't. And that's what it's all about. So you have to remain vigilant and stay vibrating high so you can, one, get out of here, and two, don't come back here. They need people ignorant for their evil gains. Yeah, no, we can't get past the firmament. No, we can't. All right, Rambo. How your name Rambo and you talking about what you can't do? Rambo was vigilant. Rambo fought for what he believed in. Rambo took a, a bow. He took a bow and arrow and took a whole army down with a bow and arrow. He took down a helicopter with a bow and arrow. So if you're saying you can't get past the firmament, then you need to change your name from Rambo, because Rambo was vigilant. Rambo wasn't just gonna go for anything. You need to change your name from Rambo. Maybe your name should be Sambo and not Rambo. I'm just playing. But yeah, and again, I don't want to be, so conspiracied out, but there's a lot going on. It just ain't all about money. It ain't all about race. There's so many different entities and energies feeding off us down here. It's not all just about money. It definitely ain't all about race. That doesn't take away from what I said. I didn't get what you said. You said no, we can't get past the firmament. That's all I said. I don't know what you said before that. But you can. And it's not even about getting past it. Because you could go within and go without, if that makes any sense. You don't have to go up to get out of the firmament. You can go in and get out of the firmament, if that makes any sense. Because Christ said, for no man goes through God but through me, right? He said the kingdom of heaven is where? He said God is where? Within. So you have to go within. You have to go within. That's what these prayers and meditations are, is going within. You understand what I'm saying? When you speak to the water, you speak to this water and you reprogram it because it's conscious. It's here for you. It came here just to be here for you. It came here for you. Crystals, these crystals came here to be here for you. The trees came here to be here for you. The earth is here to be here for you. We have to remember that. And we have to send love and light and healing to the earth. You have to. You have to, beloved. You have to. You have to show love and appreciation. Love is the highest vibration we have down here. We're not choosing love because it's a cool thing to do or it's the easiest thing to do. We choosing love because it's the highest form of vibration down here. Love is the only thing that could break the molecular structure down here. To vibrate high is what loosens the atoms and the molecules that keep everything solid. That's why we vibrate high, if that makes any sense. All of this solid shit, all of this matter, everything that matters in matter, everything that's heavy and is deep and dense in this third dimensional realm, everything that keeps it together is dense and slow, is dark, is heavy. So you have to be light. You have to be light. Dark is heavy. Light is light, right? What's the opposite of heavy? Light. What's the opposite of dark? Light. So you have to be light and light. And the more lighter you become, the faster you, the higher you vibrate. And the higher you vibrate, the faster you're. Come on now. I ain't no metaphysicist or nothing like that, y'all. It's just energy. It's all energetic. It ain't even about conspiracy. So with the drinking of the water and the plastics and the medication, it's just all energy. I'm just trying to show y'all the best way to keep your energy vibrating high so you could do some wonderful things down here. You might want to live to be 120. You might want to teach your children how to be, to make it to 120, to spread love and light, not just to be here. Why you just want to be here for? To eat, sleep, and fornicate? We got to be greater than that, y'all. We are greater than that. But I appreciate y'all. I'll probably come back on later tonight. I probably won't because I need to figure this. Oh, this computer down here just doing what it want to do. I need to figure out this computer and because from now on, and I'm not gonna say now on because it's gonna take me a while to figure out this StreamYard and this computer. So I probably won't come back on tomorrow, or maybe I will. But in the next coming weeks, when I figure this out, I'm gonna have that book on water by Masimoto, and I'm gonna be able to put charts up. I'm gonna be able to put certain things up so y'all can see what I'm saying. Sometimes I'm more visual and more hands-on. Thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you for the gift. Thank you so much. For real. I'm more visual and I learn things better by seeing it, by sight. I'm more hands-on, right? I'm not a literal person with reading and you know. So I'm gonna give y'all visuals on a lot of the stuff that we talking about, and I'm gonna make it interactive so y'all can communicate and y'all can share things too. So just be patient with me. I said that we was gonna grow together. I said that I was gonna do certain things, and I'm gonna do everything that I say, y'all. I promise. You know what I mean? But we just getting it together. Let me continue to get it together, step by step. I only been on here. Is it been 2 months? Probably 2 months. March, April, May, June. Oh, I've been on here going on 3 months. Yeah, so I've been on here going on 3 months. So I'm taking my time to get everything together. Once I get everything together, it's gonna be way better. I feel your energy from Harlem. Peace, HBO. You know that. Um, Some things come by fasting and praying. Everything come by fasting and praying. We ain't gonna say some. We ain't gonna say some. Everything come by fasting and praying. Fasting and praying is your due diligence. That's how you store up your energy. That's how you build up your spiritual money. You Everything is energetic. You get your spiritual money by fasting, praying, and meditating, and refraining from sex. So, Tay, when you ask how do I feel about sex demons, how do you defeat sex demons? You defeat sex demons by not having sex. That's how you defeat them. That's how you defeat them. I don't know who the God is of your understanding, but I like to say Yahweh, Jesus the Christ, Emmanuel. I be rebuking them in the name of Jesus. That's the name that I use. So I don't know the God of your understanding, but you have to rebuke it every time you have a sexual thought that you shouldn't be having. Then you rebuke it. You cancel that energy. You cancel that energy. You have to pray, like the sister said. You have to pray. You have to fast. You have to meditate. If you know that you have a sex demon, then you have to pray, fast, and meditate. You have to pray, fast, and meditate. And when you fast, when you get hungry, if you're going on a 1 day fast, if you know you start at 9 o'clock today, when you get to tomorrow, 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock, your stomach gonna be rumbling. Then you tell yourself, when you feel yourself being hungry, when your stomach starts to really, really burn because you starving like Marvin, take that feeling of hunger, take the burning of your stomach and the rumblings of your stomach, and you visualize that burning in your stomach for hunger to be a fire. And you see that fire burning your spirit up and burning out if there's a spirit within you or a spirit that's physically attached to you. When your stomach burns, you burn that spirit out of you, or you burn that spirit off of you. You use those hunger pains as a visual fire to burn the entity or energy off of you. That's what you do. When that sex partner you enjoy having it with, because that is the person that you feed those demons with, you tell that person, we can't do that no more until we marry, or I'm going to remain abstinent until I fully get away from these spirits. You know what I'm saying? It comes from prayer and meditation. I can't tell you how to do it because I don't know what ground you stand on. That's what's wrong with people. People get up here and think they're gonna just tell people something. Oh, this is how you do this. This is how. I don't know what's the God of your overstanding. I don't know what you believe in. I don't know what your religious practices. I don't know where you're at spiritually. I don't know what's your relationship. Are you married? If you're unmarried, there's a lot to know. And I'm not never going to be a person who think I'm just going to give you an answer and say, this is how you do it. I need to know what's going on with you. I can't tell you how to do something if I don't know what's going on with you, if that makes any sense to you. I got to know what's going on with you. But the lamest terms, stop having sex, fast, pray, and meditate on it. That's the number one thing. That's the number one thing. I had them. I had some big ones, some powerful ones. I used to enjoy them. Once I realized they was there, I'm being honest with you. People could get up here and say what they want to say. Oh, what about sex demons and sex? I had some. And even after I had my spiritual awakening, when I realized that I had them, I began to enjoy them for a little while. I was enjoying them. After I had my spiritual awakening, I'm walking around talking about peace, love, and light, and I was enjoying them sex demons. I did for a while. It took me a long time to shake it because the more you fast, pray, and meditate, the more they was coming. The more enjoyment they wanted to give you. The bigger the orgasms, the bigger the climaxes, the more women or the more men or the more enjoyable it is to you, they're gonna come. And because you're trying to stop it, they're gonna come even harder. Literally. Because you're trying to stop it, the male or the female that you desire, they're gonna come even harder for you because you're trying to stop it. Ask the sister Vanilla how she's doing, because she's doing it. You know what I'm saying? You have to pray and meditate. You have to fast. You have to say no to your counterpart who's trying to do these things, because if you know that they exist and you know that you have them, then whoever you're dealing with has them. So you can't go fasting and praying and meditating and then return to the people you've been, doing it with, because they still have them. They still have them. You understand what I'm saying? You have to clean up your house, your physical house, and your spiritual house. Clean your body out, fast, pray, meditate, go on a good fast, like a 3-day fast, even if you don't not eat for the whole 3 days. Do one day where you eat clean, like you might only eat vegetables and fruit. And then the next day, or you could do it backwards. Or then the next day you drink water. Then the third day you don't do nothing. Or do it backwards. Eat fruits and vegetables for one day. And then the second day, only drink water. And then the third day, don't do nothing. Or just try one day. Try one day. Try one day with just water, fasting and praying. And every time you get hungry, know that the hunger is temptation and fight the urge to eat as you fighting off the urge to fornicate. It's hard. I'm glad you asked that though, but it's hard because that was my last one. I still fight with them. I've been doing good though. This 10 months have been the best in freeland because in jail you don't got no choice. It's easy in jail not to do nothing. But out here, this 10 months have been the longest 10 months that I haven't been sleeping with a whole bunch of women. I'm sorry, y'all, but I'm being honest. This 10 months is the first time in 47 years. That was my last one. I could run around and talk about love and light, and as soon as one of these sisters come with the shells in their hair and the locks and the love and light, and they start talking about reading my tarot cards and you know, my numerology numbers and man, I found me a spiritual sister. There I go again. Off to the races. We think we in love for a whole 30 days. And then the devil's in there. And then I ruin a good relationship because I can't think past go. So trust me, trust and believe. I still fight to this day. I've been doing good, but I'm still in the war. I'm still fighting. For real, for real. And I say that all the time. Soul ties, yes. Soul ties is real. For real, for real. Protecting your eyes is the first step, not to stop the eye contact with. Well, hold on. Protecting your eyes is the first step, and stop making eye contact with women. I had to stop making eye contact with people while out and about, stopping at work, etc., etc. Men see a sundress, lust, blossom. If you have to stop, and I'm not judging you, you know what I'm saying, but that's a big one to stop making eye contact. You mean to tell me you can't look at somebody's eyes without trying to do something? But I get it though. I get it. I ain't stay focused. He said stop making eye contact. Nah, I get Nah, you're right. Exactly. Everything so is saying is very true. And you have to be consistent every day, all day. That's facts. That's facts because when you take a stand and you say, I'm gonna be a better person, I'm gonna live for Christ, or I'm gonna live for Allah, or I'm gonna live for myself, I'm gonna stop feeding the devil, I'm gonna stop feeding these demons, right? You better believe because they act like humans, these spirits, right? You better believe they're gonna be like, you think you know something. Okay. Oh, you look at them, they be laughing, they be looking at you. Look at them. She trying to fast. What's she doing? Oh, she trying to pray and meditate. Okay, we got some. They gonna send you something. You gonna be fasting, praying, meditating. Somebody gonna come. They gonna have some. I don't know what you eat, but they gonna have some ribs, some beef barbecue ribs on the day when you decided to fast. I'm telling you, in jail it used to happen. I decided to fast and it'd be a good a good day. I'd be like, damn, I didn't even know it was chicken day today. You know what I'm saying? Or your mate gonna bring you a plate from your favorite restaurant. It always happens like that. And you may think that, well, it's just food. I'll do it again. So you go eat the food. You break your fast. Now, mind you, they know, and I say they, I don't just mean dark and evil neither. I'm talking about your angels, your ancestors, whoever you feel is there protecting you. Those love and light beings, because everything ain't all bad. It ain't like it ain't no good angels and protectors watching you as well. So everybody's watching you from the spirit realm. And when you go eat that rib and you break that fast, now you don't broke the covenant. Now you don't broke the fast. So here it comes. You're gonna go back. You're gonna feed. fornicate, and then you're fed up again. Feed, fornicate, and fed up. I say fuck, fed, and fed up. That's what I be saying. You fuck, fed, and fed up. The minute you give in to everything. You know what I'm saying? Once you become weak in one aspect, then you're gonna become weak in all of them. And they're just sitting there waiting to tempt you and test you. So that's what a fast is. A fast is you denying your physical body, whether it's conversation, music, food. You have to deny yourself of things you partake in on a consistent basis to make deny your flesh to make your spirit strong. And the stronger your spirit becomes, the less you'll start to fornicate or have those thoughts and intentions. You know what I'm saying? Don't be like me when I first started. When I first started and I realized that fasting and meditating would make them bring me whatever I wanted, I started using it like mad. I'm being honest. I was using it like a magical practice. I'll say, all right, I'm gonna go on a 4-day fast. And on the second day, when I'm hungry and I'm going through what I'm going through, I knew that they was gonna send me a bigger thing, and I'll be like, nope, I'm not doing it. And then I'll be doing good. Nope, I'm not doing it. And then next day I'll be on the block, and this girl come by, booty out. I'm a feet guy. I'm sorry, y'all. I used to be feet all showing, or the back of the heel. The back of the heel is all greased up. It ain't ashy. She got her feet out. Fine. I'm like, oh Lord, she'll come up to me. Oh, you smell so good. And I've been watching you, and it's over. It's over. Forget all about it. I forgot everything about it. And then what they'll do is, forgive me, ladies, but I'm be honest, they're gonna make it real good for you. I'm talking about the actual act. It's gonna be really enjoyable for the both of y'all. Now you created a whole nother soul tie. So now you got a whole nother person you cheating with, or you got a whole nother person you're not married to, having a good time, and it'll keep you in the spin. It'll keep you in the spin. And because they want you to stay in this, and because I'm gonna give you even deeper reason. Forget the sex demons. The ones that are above those want somebody to be harmed and hurt. This is why these love affairs be ending in somebody being harmed or hurt since the beginning of time. So what they're doing is they're making it so passionate and so fun and so enjoyable that your mate or his mate or whoever, because y'all all cheating and fornicating, right? Somebody's gonna and the passion of what y'all doing, somebody else is feeling that, and they're gonna want somebody to get hurt or harmed. Possibly you, possibly the other person, or the other person's mate, or whoever. It's just a melting pot of negativity and evil, and it goes from being something sexual to something violent. I'm telling you, and you create these soul ties, and somebody's gonna want somebody's blood. I'm telling you. So I'm glad you said that. But sex demons are real, but you have to remain vigilant. 5'9" Brim, homie, how you doing? Oh my God. I'm good, Scrap, but you need to come up out of the spirit of 5'9" Brim. You need to come up out of that, beloved. We got too much going on down here. We need some soldiers in Christ. We need some soldiers in the God, and not in the brims or the bloods and all that negative energy. You understand what I'm saying? You need to come up out of that, beloved. For real, for real. For real, for real. But I'm about to get up off of this, y'all. I appreciate y'all. Like I said, I just got this computer. I'm learning. Maybe next time when I come on here, the whole it's gonna be formatted real good, and y'all can come up here and interact with me. If not, then it's gonna be soon. I'm gonna have that book. I'm gonna have a couple books, and we're gonna talk about energy, and we're gonna learn how to fix our energy and fix the energies of others, so we can manipulate time, space, and matter out here and be who we was designed to be. Peace, love, and light to the collective. Oh Lord, my ex was a feet guy. Have to keep in mind, done even winter. Oh my goodness. I'm a Pisces, and Lord knows my weakness. So somebody said stop making eye contact. It didn't even used to be eye contact for me. I'll be looking at the ground trying to avoid eye contact, and then somebody got their French nails done with some wedges, some 6-inch wedges or some 4-inch wedges with some French nails or something light pink or something, or peach nails, and it's over. It's over. I was terrible. I promise you. I promise you. But thank you guys. I love y'all. If I'm not on here tomorrow, I'll definitely be on here the day after.